nemesis. With a win tonight, the Barnstormers can also gain a split of the season series against the Patriots, the best the Barnstormers will have done since winning 16 out of 20 back in 2012. The Barnstormers with John Anderson to the mound tonight. Anderson on a personal 5-game winning streak. He is 5-2 overall. He has done very well since entering the Barnstormers starting rotation. He's got a tough matchup though tonight. Vince Molesky has turned out to also be one of the great starting pitchers in the Atlantic League after joining his ball club's rotation mid-season. Molesky is now 6-2 with a 2.63 earned run average. The Barnstormers have had a relatively hard time when they have faced Molesky this year. After tonight, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs come in for 5. Of course, everybody right now talking about the playoff setups. They are rather complicated. The league largely believing that the Barnstormers will get there eventually. Lancaster with a magic number of 6. All the Barnstormers need to do is play 500 the remaining 12 games, have Sugar Land play 500 for its remaining 10 games, and the Barnstormers are there. The Barnstormers will be in the playoff tournament. Now, beyond that, what happens between York, Long Island, and Somerset is very highly involved in that. Has everything to do with that 4th slot. If Long Island wins the second half, they're a game up on Somerset right now with the tiebreaker in hand. Long Island, though, has perhaps the toughest schedule remaining. If Long Island stays ahead of Somerset, the Barnstormers clinch their spot, everything is set. But Somerset could pass Long Island, and that will make the race very interesting. Right now, Long Island and York would be tied for the second half wild card spot. But for Somerset to pass Long Island, they've got to beat York to do it. So Long Island is reasonably safe. However, the Ducks play their final 6 against the Sugar Land Skeeters down in Texas. It's going to be a very interesting last 10 or 11 days on this Atlantic League schedule until it all gets sorted out here over the next week and a half. The Barnstormers taking on Somerset tonight with Southern Maryland coming in for 5. And we're going through all the possible playoff scenarios, clinching scenarios, etc. It has been the basically the topic of conversation in a number of meetings, both formal and informal, around the ballpark today. Obviously, there is still some work to do for the Lancaster Barnstormers. We also have a familiar face in town, a guy who knows all about winning Atlantic League championships. He has 4 of them, 2 with Somerset, or actually 1 with Somerset, 2 with York, and 1 as a Barnstormer. This was his final stop back in 2014. Jason Richardson is here for a visit, so I caught up with the one-time Barnstormer setup man. He's my guest on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. I'll be back with Jason in just a moment on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hi everyone, Adam Gockenauer here for Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg. We are as excited as you that it's baseball season, and we are thrilled to once again be partnering with your Lancaster Barnstormers. We are also excited this season to introduce some awesome new appliance colors on display now. Come and see the new colors of slate, black stainless, and black slate. These colors will give your kitchen a great look, and of course all of them are at the best prices around now at Gockenauer's. I'll be back after the break to tell you about our special Barnstormers summer promotions.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report as we take a bit of a trip down memory lane to a guy who was a big part of the Barnstormers in 13 and the championship season in 14. He's in town for a visit, Jason Richardson. And Jason, you're back for a visit. It's been 4 years since your last pitch. Catch us up on what you're doing now.
I'm actually back home, back in Central Florida in Lakeland. My wife and our 4-year-old daughter, Marcy and Maddie, who's 4 now. She was actually about 6 weeks old in 14 when we finished up. She was actually here for the championship in that, and back home, I got a job building houses actually with a building company back in Polk County.
Fond memories of 2014. I mean, you can't go out any better. You win a championship, but that became rather common for you in the Atlantic League. I think you're the only guy, maybe Bryant Nelson, to win a championship with 3 different clubs.
But yeah, I'm not sure what's happened since, but yeah, I know Nelly's right there. Yeah, I mean, I got 4 in the 6 years, I guess, that I was here in the league. So, yeah, it's pretty nice to win different places. You guys got Somerset now, so obviously a couple years there, and won one over there, won a couple over in York across the river, and then obviously the one here kind of going out on top was the best way to go. So,
yeah, you're back here, and your old running mate, Mr. Peoples, is managing this ball club, and I know you've had a chance to talk to some of the guys that were here when you were here, Nate Reed and Blake Galen, and now they're playing for Ross instead of playing with Ross. So, do they say it's a different feel?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had a locker next to Ross the 2 years I was here. I mean, he's still in here. He just moved to, he's kind of got an office, got a little better AC in here. But, yeah, it's a lot different. Nate and Blake and I all played with Ross, and now they're playing for him. It's kind of funny to see, but, I mean, it's one of those things that you can kind of see down the road that it was going to happen. You just didn't know when.
The Atlantic League has gotten so many players back to major league organizations or foreign baseball, but it doesn't happen for everybody. For a lot of guys, including yourself, it is the final step, and we've seen a number of people decide to retire from here. Everybody's decision is different. What caused you to make yours?
Actually, in 2013, I had finished up my degree. So I wanted to have another full season to not worry about doing homework and that, getting to hang out more with the guys and kind of have one last hurrah, and then it kind of worked out perfect. That off season when we found out Marcy was going to have a baby, and ended up having Maddie about 6 weeks before the season was over. So it was kind of like one of those things where it all came around to how it should be, and ended on a good note. Won a championship. Obviously, she doesn't remember it, but she got to see me. She got to see me win a championship at the end there at 14, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you're here for a visit this weekend with a bunch of guys, most of whom you don't know at this point. What advice would you give to them about how to handle being in this league?
I mean, it's a grind like everywhere else. They've been to different places. This is just different because you don't have a parent affiliated club. But I mean, you're still playing for those teams. There's scouts out here. They see guys get signed all the time. I'm not sure how well that's going this year as far as guys getting signed by major league organizations and that. But it's possible. You just got to keep your head up, keep your chin up, and work hard and enjoy it. I mean, if you can't have fun here, then kind of what are you really doing?
Yeah, and fun is the name of the game in the Atlantic League. Even with all these doubleheaders in September, I can tell these guys are still enjoying themselves, and that really is the name of the game.
Yeah, I think the biggest part of it is if you got a good clubhouse, honestly, because you spend more time in the clubhouse with the guys traveling, hotels and all that than you do actually playing. So, if you enjoy the guys you're with and everybody gets along, good camaraderie and good teammates, then you can make the best of any situation.
Yeah, Ross has you suiting up tonight. I know we've got a lot of double headers. We might use the extra arm. Has he talked to you about that at all?
I told him just to have a doctor on hand, on standby. I don't know if I can do that. But hey, might as well give it a shot if he needs me. I didn't bring spikes, but I'm sure somebody's got a pair.
Jason, great seeing you, and I know you're going to be around here a couple of days anyway through the weekend. Enjoy the ambiance of Lancaster now that you're back here for a few days.
Oh, absolutely. I always enjoy coming back here. That's why I wanted to come up here and kind of get away from the real world for a bit and get back and see some baseball. So I'm enjoying it.
Jason Richardson, my guest tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Starting lineups coming your way next on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Adam Gockenauer back with you again to tell you that we are back this season with Weber Gas Grills. We have the best selection and prices in the area on Weber, and if you mention this ad, you will receive 10% off all in-stock Weber accessories. Don't forget, we also fill your propane tanks here at the store. Don't waste money on exchanges when you can have us fill your tank and save you money. We are your appliance and gas grill headquarters. Come see us today on Main Street in East Petersburg or on the web at Gockenauers.com.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Welcome back from Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Lancaster Barnstormers and the Somerset Patriots meeting for the final time in the 2018 regular season. Is there a playoff series in store for these two ball clubs? It is distinctly possible. For the Patriots this evening, Justin Pacioli will be leading off in center. The shortstop batting in the number 2 slot is Alfredo Rodriguez. Andy Chavez, the DH, is batting third. The cleanup batter is the first baseman, Jace Boyd. Nate Coronado is batting 5th at third base. Ramon Flores makes the start in right field. He is batting 6th. Justin Trapp is the left fielder batting 7th. Mike Francoso is batting 8th. He has second base responsibilities tonight. Mike Blank is doing the catching. He is batting in the number 9 slot. Vince Molesky with the start. The right-hander coming in at 6-2 with a 2.63 earned run average. For the Barnstormers, it will be, of course, Darian Sanford leading off in center field. Tyler Bortnick is the second baseman batting number 2. Blake Galen is in right field hitting third. The cleanup batter is the catcher, Ryan Castile. Trayvon Robinson is batting 5th. He is the DH, back in the lineup tonight after his rather ugly collision with the left field wall at Sugarland last Friday night. Josh Bell is the third baseman batting 6th. Casey Hobson will bat in the number 7 slot. He'll play first base. The shortstop hitting 8th is Steven Perez. And Rico Noel is batting 9th and playing left field. John Anderson getting the start for the Barnstormers tonight. He's done very well as a starter. He has reeled off 5 consecutive wins, 5-2, with a 3.06 earned run average for the left-hander out of Tampa, Florida. Lancaster and Somerset meeting up. We avoided the storms that passed by to our north earlier. We are good to go here this evening for Atlantic League Baseball. We'll have play-by-play action coming your way next on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel. Enjoy a weeknight with the Barnstormers and leave with your wallet largely intact. Come on out on Munchie Mondays for all-you-can-eat nachos, dogs, fries, popcorn, and soda for 2 hours. Or how about Koozie Tuesdays, where fans of legal age can enjoy $2 domestic drafts from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dog on Wiener Wednesdays and enjoy delicious dollar dogs as well. Or on Thrifty Thursday, popcorn is just $1, sodas are $2, and lawn seats are only $3. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Elizabeth Carney. Remain standing and remove your hats. Veterans are invited to salute the flag as we present our national anthem. Once again, Elizabeth Carney.
Conestoga Valley night at Clipper Magazine Stadium. They're enjoying an evening out here with the Barnstormers, Lancaster and Somerset. It is a cloudy night, a little bit of sunshine peeking through over the left field wall as we get set for the finale of this three-game series. The wind did a dramatic shift as the storms passed by earlier. While it's still warm and humid, the wind is now blowing in from center field as opposed to out to right. It's going to cut down a fly ball or two along the way this evening. On the hill for the Barnstormers, a 6'2" left-hander John Anderson out of Tampa, Florida. He goes 225 pounds. He is in his second season here with the Barnstormers and now a member of the starting rotation. This will be his 11th total start for the season. He is 5-2 in 64 2/3 innings. He's allowed 58 hits. He has walked 22. He has struck out 71. His earned run average 3.06. This will be his first start of this season against Somerset. He did make one start against Somerset a year ago. Backing him up defensively, Josh Bell at third. The shortstop is Steven Perez. Tyler Bortnick at second. Casey Hobson at first. Rico Noel, Darian Sanford, Blake Galen, the outfield from left to right. And doing the catching here this evening is Ryan Castile. Our umpiring crew features Joe Del Balso behind the plate with Silvio Martinez at first base and Jorge Terran calling the signals over on the third base side. The lights are on under the largely overcast skies this evening as we get this series finale underway. Justin Pacioli, the center fielder, preparing to step in for the Patriots. Pacioli batting .270 with no home runs, 22 runs batted in, A productive night for the center fielder last night. He was 4 for 7 with a walk. But what did happen last night that hasn't happened before, and it happened twice, was that Pacioli was thrown out stealing. Ryan Castile got him in the 5th inning in Game 1. Anderson De La Rosa got him as the possible tying run in the 7th inning of the 2nd game. Anderson's ready to go. Pacioli is ready to go. The defense is set. Bell up on the grass over at third. Hobson Nard far away at first. Here's the motion. Anderson's first pitch of the game is a strike on the outside corner. John getting ahead early, 0-1. Barnstormers starters had reasonably similar starts last night. Gardner 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned in 5 innings. Brooks Hall 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned in 5 innings. Gardner a no decision. Hall recorded the win in Game 2. A ball is outside. Pacioli bats 1-1. Here's the wind by Anderson. He fires, and that is foul to the top of the screen. We go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. See a lot of folks out here this evening donned in their Eagles jerseys, which, of course, the NFL Thursday opener is tonight. The Eagles taking on the Atlanta Falcons. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here is the motion. Anderson to Pacioli, and the breaking ball stays just outside. It is now a 2-2 count. Folks can come on out to the ballpark and follow football while sitting here. They can keep up with the score. 2-2, and a Pacioli. That's high off Castile's glove. Anderson has gone to a full count on the leadoff batter. John has this season averaged about 3.1 walks per 9 innings, cutting down some on the base on ball totals. He's 3-2 on Pacioli. The motion, the payoff pitch is also high. Anderson walks the leadoff batter in the opening inning. Alfredo Rodriguez, the shortstop, will step in, and Pacioli is probably going to test the waters again. He is 31 for 33, stealing bases. Rodriguez to the plate, batting .301 on the year with 4 homers, 51 runs batted in. 2 for 6 in the doubleheader last night, a pair of singles in Game 2. The infield sets, double play depth. Anderson will come to the plate and miss the outside corner, ball 1. The last 2 pitches to Pacioli were quite high. There have also been a couple pitches around that outer edge where he hasn't gotten the call like he did on the first pitch he threw. And the difference, maybe half a baseball, maybe a full baseball with 1 ball, no strikes. Anderson will go to first base. Pacioli's back in standing up. Early trouble for John Anderson, but he has been in this situation before. As a matter of fact, he walked the first 2 batters against the Long Island Ducks in his last start and got out of that inning. Pacioli takes off. The pitch smashed on the right side and through. That is a base hit. Heading for third as Pacioli on the hit and run single. Runners are at the corners with nobody out. Somerset threatens early. Perfectly executed once again by Somerset. And we talk about this all the time. No longer are the Somerset Patriots the bashers of the Brandon Larson and Jeff Nettles and Josh Presley days, but they are a very well-schooled, well-disciplined team that executes fundamentally extremely well. Rodriguez, a great job hitting behind the runner there, first and third. Endy Chavez, the designated hitter, steps in. Chavez, 279 with 2 home runs, 36 batted in. First pitch is inside and gets through Castile. A run will score, and up the second goes Rodriguez. I think that may be a pass ball, but in any event, a run is across, and it's a shaky start for the Barnstormers here tonight. One run already home for the Somerset Patriots. Another man parked at second, and a 1-ball count on Chavez. Rodriguez bobbing around, trying to distract the left-hander. Road Warriors are up early on York, 2-1. Sugarland with 6 on the board and still batting in the first inning at Southern Maryland. Fastball peppers the inside corner. Chavez batting at 1 ball and 1 strike. First base is open here. John Anderson kicks, he fires. Chavez started the bat, he held in time, and that is ball 2 below the knees. 2-1 the count, and it was, in fact, a pass ball. It looked like Castillo got crossed up on the first pitch to Chavez. 2 balls and a strike here. The delivery high and inside. Chavez ends up sitting down. 3-1. John Anderson unable to get locked in here early. Again, if you can survive the first inning, very often pitchers who have a shaky first inning get better as the game goes along. Three-1. Anderson focuses on the plate, and he deals ball 4 high and inside. First 3 batters have reached base for the Somerset Patriots. Jace Boyd will come to the plate, and already Ross Peoples is on his way to the mound, using his first visit of the ball game, so he has detected something in Anderson early. Boyd comes to the plate, .282 hitter with 5 home runs. He had one of those home runs to win the opener of last night's doubleheader. Somerset being given a big opportunity early. A couple of bases on balls from Anderson. Runners at first and second. A run already across the plate. And here is Boyd. Anderson needing to settle down. Ross Peoples trying to coach him through it. Defense straight away against Boyd. We've seen him hit for power down the right field line and down the left field line. Called strike. It is 0-1 on the right-handed batting first baseman. Nate Coronado, another right-handed hitter, waits on deck. Still nobody out in the top half of the first inning. Rough start for the Barnstormers here tonight. Anderson glancing back at the runners, Rodriguez and Chavez. The delivery is low to Boyd, and the count will level at a ball and a strike. John Anderson has been off the mark with now 10 out of his 15 pitches. Boyd digs back in at 1-1. Castile setting the target. Anderson comes to the set to Boyd. Ground ball, second base. Could be a couple outs. Shovel toss to Perez. Back to first. That's a double play. Nicely started by Bortnick. 4-6-3. Couple of outs in a hurry and a chance to minimize the damage in this opening inning. Nate Coronado will bat with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Now, the Barnstormers have become very adept at turning 2, and it doesn't matter what combination is out there. For the Barnstormers, their 94th ground ball double play of the year and their 117th double play of any kind. Here's the pitch to Coronado over at the knees. Taken for a strike. It is 0-1. Rodriguez, the runner at third base. The delivery on Coronado, foul ball straight back off the fastball, and a couple of strikes the count. Coronado overall this year, .275 with 9 home runs, 33 runs batted in, and basically about the same level of performance with Lancaster and since coming over to Somerset. 0-2. Anderson back to work on Coronado. That is lined down the right field side and in for a base hit. It will drive in the second run. An 0-2 pitch, an inside-out swing, and Coronado delivers Rodriguez to make it 2-0 Patriots. bringing on the left-handed batting right fielder Ramon Flores, 267 with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. That close to being out of the inning with just 1 run on the board. And Coronado, who hits very well to the opposite field, able to muscle it out into right. No chance for Blake Galen to come on and make the catch. Coronado, the runner now with 2 outs. The pitch to Flores, busted bat, and a catch of the soft liner by Josh Bell, darting quickly toward his right to make the grab. It'll end it, but Somerset on the board early. They strike for 2 runs on 2 hits with no errors, and there was 1 man left on base. We are at the end of a half. The early lead for the Somerset Patriots. They're up 2-0.
And tonight with me up here in the booth is Annie. Everybody say hi to Annie, our contestant.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin-turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Barnstormers are already in a hole and needing to come back against right-hander Vince Molesky out of Montoursville, PA, up around Williamsport. He is 6-2 with a 2.63 ERA. He'll be making his 10th start, along with 18 relief appearances this year. 99 in the third innings, 97 hits, 29 earned runs. Molesky has walked 20, and he has struck out 84 on the season. Darian Sanford will lead off against him. No hits for Darian last night, but he did walk 3 times in game 1 and stole 4 bases, a franchise record. Molesky will deliver, and it is low to Sanford here. Ball 1, no strikes. Tyler Bortnick and Blake Galen to follow in this first inning. Wind starting to die down. The ball should be able to travel. The 1-0 on Sanford. He goes for it and fouls it off. Driving it over the sky boxes on the third base side. 1-1, the count to Darian. 272 hitter on the year. It's dropped 8 or 9 points here in the last few days. 29 runs batted in. Of course, the league leading total of 73 stolen bases. Sanford, sharp ground ball, glove to the backhand by the first baseman Boyd. He'll take it right to the bag. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Tyler Bortnick, the second baseman, will come to the plate, hitting .198 with 5 homers and 38 runs batted in. Bortnick has reached base, I went back through it today, actually 18 games in a row in which he has batted. Games where you only play defensively do not count to break up such a streak. At 18 games in a row for Bortnick, 15 hits, 15 walks, and 3 times HBP during that stretch. Fouled off, 0-1 on Tyler. Blake Galen waits on deck. 300 down the right field line, 400 to dead center, 320 to left. Right field cuts straight across, left field angles out quickly. The 0-1 pitch, Bortnick rolls it off the end of the bat. Easy play for the shortstop, Rodriguez. 2 up and 2 down on ground balls. That brings on Galen. Blake at 288 with 24 home runs. The new sign, the Whole Foods sign above the fence by the old Home Run Harbor out in right center field, kept the ball in that Galen hit last night. Otherwise, he would have his 25th home run of the year. He leads David Washington of the Long Island Ducks by 1. He does trail Melky Mesa in the RBI column. Mesa knocked in 8 last night. To Galen, a strike on the outside corner from Molesky. It is 0-1. Somerset with the jump, 2-0. The Barnstormers have grounded out the first 2 batters against Vince Molesky. Galen digging in. Ryan Castile waiting on deck. Here comes the 0-1. Galen looks at what appeared to be a breaking ball, but it hung upstairs, a ball and a strike. Next delivery, and it is stared at down low. 2 balls and a strike to Galen. Not only the league home run leader, but in the mix for leading in walks as well. He trails Barrett Barnes of Sugar Land by 2. Here's the 2-1. That drops nicely into the zone from Molesky. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of big names around the Atlantic League this year. Vince Molesky is not one of those, but a name that if you follow Atlantic League baseball, you should be recognizing by now. He has never pitched in a major league organization. In fact, he's only been in the Frontier League for 3 years before being discovered by the Somerset Patriots. Swing and a miss by Galen. A 1-2-3 inning. Molesky breezes through it. Nothing across for the Barnstormers at the end of 1. Somerset is up 2-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Justin Tramp, the left fielder, preparing to lead off against John Anderson. We go to the top of the second inning. The Patriots already out to the 2-0 start here tonight. Barnstormers with the possibility of clinching a playoff spot this weekend. But they need or could use a win here tonight to enhance that possibility anyway. First pitch striking on Trapp. It is 0-1. Home run for Trapp. His first time up in game 2 last night. He did not play in game 1. Chopper foul off the end of his bat. Dribbling over on the third base side. Doesn't even get all the way to the on-deck circle. 0-2. The count to Trapp. Mike Francoso and Mike Blank following in the top half of the second inning as John Anderson tries to reel his night back in after giving up a pair of runs, 2 hits, 2 walks in the first inning, swing and a miss. Trapp goes down on 3 pitches. Anderson chalks up his first strikeout of the game. The second baseman, Mike Francoso, will step in.
Now batting number 5, second baseman Mike.
The base hit by Coronado, keeping the momentum on the Somerset side. If Anderson gets out of that inning with just 1 run scoring, could have given a big psychological lift to the Barnstormers. Then all of a sudden, 2 outs with a runner at third base on an 0-2 pitch. Coronado singles into right field and provides Somerset with that second run. Fastball is high, ball 1. The count on Francoso. Next delivery reaches the inside corner. The count levels at 1 apiece with Mike Blank, the catcher, waiting on deck. Now the Barnstormers need to find a way to solve Vince Molesky. Strike 2 at the knees on the inside corner. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Sometimes what happens is pitchers need to explore an umpire's strike zone and what is and isn't considered a strike. And once they figure it out, they can go to work. Line foul over on the third base side and up onto the hill. Francoso continues to bat at 1-2 here. And it shouldn't necessarily need to be this way, but I would venture to say that you could scout umpires as much as you could scout opposing players with their tendencies and so on. Ground ball pulled foul up the first base side. The utility man, Francoso, continuing to bat at 1-2. 1 out, nobody on, top half of inning number 2. As we wind down the 2018 Atlantic League schedule, breaking ball is low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only 3 series left after this one. Southern Maryland, New Britain, and the Road Warriors, the teams still to face the Barnstormers. Here's a 2-2 pitch. High pop fly over on the left side, giving chase toward the rolled up tarp is Bell, and they'll have no room. Francoso stays in with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. The tarp was almost employed around 6 o'clock, and then it was realized that the storm was going to race by to the north. We are free and clear. 2-2. Francoso with a very similar pop fly, and this one deeper into the seats. Bell says, nah, I'm not going to go over there a second time. That wasn't even close to staying in. 2 balls and 2 strikes continuing to Francoso. He's battling John Anderson through a lengthy at bat here. Left-hander getting the sign. The 2-2 is on the way. That's strike 3 on the outside corner. Back-to-back punch-outs for Anderson in the second inning. Catcher Mike Blank to the plate, hitting 135 with a homer and 5 driven in. Blank was 1 out of 3 in game 1 last night. In fact, it was Blank who started the 4-run rally in the 7th inning that took game 1 for the Somerset Patriots. 2 outs, nobody on. Blank stands in, and Anderson delivers. It's fouled away. 0-1 the count. Last night, going against the grain of the way things have fallen this season, the Barnstormers scored the first runs in game 1 and lost, and Somerset scored the first runs in game 2, and the Barnstormers came back and won that one. Called second strike. It's 0-2 on Blank. Right-handed batting receiver standing in against Anderson. Ground ball right side, and it finds its way through. Now, take note of this little trend we have seen so far. That is the second 0-2 pitch on which a Patriot is singled into right field. So a pattern, a mini pattern anyway, developing there. Coronado did it in the first inning. Blank does it here. Justin Pacioli, the center fielder, to the plate. Pacioli walked and scored in the first inning. Defense straight away against the right-handed batting center fielder. Anderson peering over toward Blank, who's not a running threat. Foul ball back to the screen. 1 strike on Pacioli. Got a big weekend planned here. Brad Lidge making an appearance tomorrow night. We'll be giving away Brad Lidge bobbleheads while supplies last. Get here early for the giveaway. Fireworks on Saturday with a 5 o'clock doubleheader. Fastball, good for a 2nd strike on Pacioli. It is 0-2. Sanford playing shallow and toward right center against Pacioli. 0-2 pitch. He tried to go to the right side. This is fouled off. Still 0-2. Coronado did it to drive in a run last inning. Blank has done it here in the top of the 2nd. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs once again. The motion, Anderson to the plate, and he skips it home. It's blocked by Castile. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Blank again, out to a lead. Anderson really hasn't given him any heed. The 1-2 pitch met and fouled to the net. Can be a little frustrating for Anderson. There's been a fair number of 2-strike foul balls off the bats of the Patriots, especially here in this 2nd inning. Only thing we've seen has been the 2-out roller through the right side by Blank. Put into play. 1-2 to Pacioli. The motion, the pitch, down and in, ball 2. Pacioli really making Anderson work to get this 3rd out in the top half of the 2nd inning. Barnstormers will be facing a left-handed starter tomorrow night in David Wayne Russo. Jonathan Albaladejo pitching for Lancaster. First of 5 against the Blue Crabs. And store this away for now, as hopefully everything will stay on schedule. But if there is a weather interruption this weekend, the Barnstormers and the Blue Crabs are prepared to play on Monday. It's all been set in motion. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball is just low. Pacioli has forced it to a full count. Blank will now be on the run. 3-2. Patriots hitters will not go away against Anderson. 3-2, 2 outs. Hobson fades back. Blank takes off. The pitch is ball 4 down low. The 3rd walk given up by Anderson in the game, and he was so close to being out of this inning. 2 outs, nobody on, 2 strikes on Blank. Then 0-2 on Pacioli. He wouldn't go away. It'll bring on the shortstop Alfredo Rodriguez. He's singled into right field back in the 1st inning. All 3 hits have been to the right side against John Anderson. To Rodriguez, he fouls it off to the right. It is 0-1. With the exception of the 2 batters, Pacioli and Chavez, in the 1st inning, Anderson has had very little trouble getting ahead of the hitters. He has been at 0-2, 1-2 on most of them. 1 strike to Rodriguez, fouled again. This one caught by the top corner of the screen. So here we are once more at no balls and 2 strikes. Trapp went away pretty easily, leading off the inning. Then Francoso battled for a while before looking at a called 3rd strike. Blank singles on an 0-2. Pacioli was at 0-2 and walked, and now Rodriguez bats at 0-2. Anderson to the plate, way upstairs for ball one. A leaping stop by Castile. 2-0, Somerset leading, playing the top of inning 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez goes to right field. A line drive back toward the wall. Leaping for it is Galen. He makes the catch for the final out. No runs on a hit, no errors, and Somerset leaves 2. A 2-out scare, but the Barnstormers survive it in the top of the second inning. We'll go to the bottom of inning 2. It's 2-0 Patriots.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids Base Run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Ryan Castile leading off the second for the Barnstormers. Castile at .319 with 13 home runs and 63 runs batted in. Played just game 1 last night. He was 1 for 2 with a pair of walks there. He has now knocked in 13 runs in his last 8 games. The line, Molesky to the plate. Castile looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. Vince Molesky is in a groove here early. John Anderson has had to battle through 2 innings. He hasn't allowed the roof to cave in. Outside and low, ball 1 to Castile, a ball and a strike. Anderson has allowed 6 base runners in these first 2 frames, and so many of them after he's been ahead in the count. Here's the 1-1. Castile looks at a breaking ball to the outside corner, a second strike. Make it 1-2. Southern Maryland recovered from the 6-run Sugar Land first inning. The Blue Crabs lead that game in the third, 7-6. Road Warriors are up 3-2 over York. Drive to right field by Castile. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. It's off the top of the Haller tent. Castile going to the opposite field with what you would, in the old days, consider a tomahawk swing. And he has the Barnstormers on the board be any hotter than Ryan Castile. His 14th home run of the year, 14 runs batted in now in 9 games. He is just amazingly hot at the moment. That is his 4th homer in 7 games. Now Trayvon Robinson is in for his first at-bat since Friday night when he ran into the outfield wall, a rather nasty collision at Sugar Land. Robinson, a .295 hitter with 7 home runs and 43 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from Molesky, is swinging a foul off the fascia signs on the third base side, right next to the scoreboard over there. It is 0-1 on Trayvon Robinson. Somerset 2, the Barnstormers 1 here in the second inning. Castile seeing the ball so well right now. That was definitely not an easy pitch to take out to right field. To Robinson, a changeup away. Ball one, strike one. Trayvon was 0 for 1 in the Friday night game at Sugar Land. He had walked and he had grounded a third before the injury happened. 1-1. Robinson checks, and ball two also is outside. Looked very similar to the last pitch. 2-1. Josh Bell on deck, and then Casey Hobson. The Barnstormers battle back in the bottom of the second inning. The home run turning the trick. Here's a 2-1. Robinson gets out of the way. Ball three is inside. And all of a sudden, that groove that Molesky appeared to be in has somewhat disappeared. (3-1) to Trayvon. Swing, and he hits a soft fly ball out toward right center field. Tracking it down, Pacioli to make the catch. One retired. Josh Bell steps in. Bell was the hitting star for the Barnstormers in the doubleheader last night. He was 3 for 6 with 4 runs banded in. Now, 218 in his third stint with the Barnstormers. 6 home runs, 24 runs banded in. As they focus in on the dugout, there's Vladimir Frias with, I think that's a bubblegum bucket on his head. A ball is low, 1-0. Vlad will find something to entertain himself. He's not able to play for the next several days. Well, I think that's his version of a rally hat. Breaking ball. Clips the inside corner on its way through. A strike on Bell. It's 1-1. Casey Hobson, the first baseman, due next. And a Bell. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lancaster getting the 1 run back in the inning, but Molesky is settled right down again. To Bell, here's the 1-2. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Bell had to protect the plate there. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Molesky has the 4.2 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio on the year. That's impressive. 1 strikeout and no walks tonight. Bell batting 1-2. The wind, the pitch, breaking ball taken out the left field. That is down, and a base hit for JB. A single to left for Bell. The Barnstormers with the 1-out runner. Casey Hobson to the plate. Casey, tough doubleheader last night. He was 0 for 6. Batting .209 on the year. 8 home runs. He has driven in 36. Josh Bell has been a very solid hitter here at home. He's batted nearly 300 in this ballpark. He's hitting only 149 on the road. To Hobson, line drive, it's through into right field, a base hit. It wasn't streamed out there, but it found its way in between Boyd and Francoso. The Barnstormers add to the inning. Runners are at first and second with 1 out. And Steven Perez steps in. Perez 1 out of 5 in the doubleheader last night. Barnstormers have charged back with 3 hits here in the lower half of the second inning. Perez trying to pick up his first Atlantic League RBI. He singled with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th in Game 1 to keep it alive for the moment. Bell, the runner at second. Hobson aboard at first. The Patriots set double play depth. Molesky to the plate. And that's a smash that is gloved by the first baseman, Boyd, out at second base. But Molesky was late getting over to cover. Perez safe on the fielder's choice. 3-6. The out on Hobson, and now it's up to Noel with Bell at third, Hobson at first. Noel, a .299 hitter with 2 home runs and 27 runs banded in. Boyd was playing well off the line against Perez, and it paid off. He was able to make that play to the backhand side and quickly fire to Rodriguez for the force out. Perez able to beat Molesky to the bag by quite a bit. Breaking ball is low, 1-0, the count to Noel. Darian Sanford on deck here. 2-1 Somerset, playing the bottom of the second inning, already off to somewhat of a slow start tonight. Here's the 1-0. Noel swinging and missing, threw a pitch up and in. Ball one, strike one. Lancaster scored 9 runs last night. It was definitely not their best night with runners in scoring position, though. Noel looks at a breaking ball for a second strike. It is 1-2. They were 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position last night, and that included 1 for 9 with the bases loaded. Noel trying to get out of a 1-ball, 2-strike hole here with Bell at third, Perez at first. Here's the offering, and Rico hits a high drive out toward left center field, sprinting over Pacioli. He'll slow down underneath and make the catch for the final out. Rico hit it well, but to the fat part of Clipper Magazine Stadium. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. At the end of a pair of innings tonight, it's Somerset 2 and Lancaster 1.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a broken bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Andy Chavez will lead off the third inning against John Anderson. The Barnstormers have trimmed 1 run off the Somerset lead, 2-1 as we go into the third inning. Chavez with a walk back in the first, helping to build the 2-run Patriots inning. Left-hander Anderson into the motion to Chavez. There's a strike. It is 0-1. Anderson, as I said, since the first 3 batters has had no trouble getting ahead of hitters. Finishing them off has been a little bit of a different story. 0-1 on Chavez, half swing and a grounder foul to the third base dugout, 2 strikes. It has been 17 years now since Andy Chavez made his debut with the Kansas City Royals, and then went over to Montreal and spent 3 years there with the Expos. Swing and a miss. The bat goes flying. Casey Hobson will have to retrieve it. Chavez is gone on strikes. That is the third for John Anderson. Here is Jace Boyd, who grounded into a double play. The only other former Expo that we know of still playing is Bartolo Colon. Besides Endy Chavez here in the Atlantic League, it's been 14 years since the franchise moved to Washington. I think they're going to be back. The wheels of Major League Baseball move very, very slowly. I think more so than any of the other major sports in terms of franchises moving. If they didn't move that slowly, teams would be out of Tampa Bay and Oakland by now. But eventually, I think you're going to see a new Montreal Expos franchise if they decide to keep that name, and I think they should. Ball is outside and low, 1-1. They had some great clubs, some great seasons, some great players in Montreal over the 36 seasons. 1-1 to Boyd. Anderson to deliver. That is tapped foul right off the edge of the bat. Ball 1 and 2 strikes here. Nate Coronado waits on deck. I'd love to see a team back in Montreal, and maybe they'll expand to 32. That has been discussed. Fastball, strike 3 called. Boyd goes down looking. Strikeout number 4 for Anderson. Coronado will step in. He had the RBI single back in the first inning. And the discussion has been Montreal and Portland, or Montreal and Mexico City, and a complete realignment of the divisions. They've actually talked about getting rid of the American League National League concept, which I think would be difficult to do, and just making the divisions very geographically oriented. First pitch fastball for a strike on Coronado. It's 0-1 here. They're putting the Yankees and the Mets in with, say, Boston and Montreal, Toronto, Philadelphia, maybe Baltimore and Washington. 0-1 offering, just off the inside corner. Anderson throwing with some steam behind it now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Coronado. 2-1 Somerset here in the top half of the third inning. I'd love to see those two new franchises. Line drive, that'll be caught by the shortstop Perez. Coronado hits the ball well a second time. Nothing to show for it here. Nothing across. And a much quicker inning for John Anderson. In the top half of the third, we will go to the bottom of the third with the Patriots still leading by the 2-1 margin.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time four-wheel drive. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most capable models. Now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments in honor of the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
You know, we talk about the possible expansion of Major League Baseball to 32 teams. I like the idea of Montreal going into the National League and Portland going into the American League. You have a nice division. Montreal, the Mets, the Phillies, and the Nats. Atlanta and Miami can shift over. I'm not sure quite where they would go. Atlanta and Miami, perhaps in with Cincinnati and Milwaukee. Here's a first pitch to Darian Sanford. He shows bunt, looks at a fastball high, 1-0 from Vince Smoleski. Ball one, no strikes. Hits are even at 3. The Patriots with the 2-1 lead. The Barnstormers were unable to take advantage of back-to-back one-out singles following the leadoff home run by Castile last inning. Darian Sanford looking at a strike, and we go to 1-1. Sanford drawing walks, but the base hits all of a sudden have slowed down for Darian. He only has 2 in the last 7 games. A ball and a strike to him. A half swing and a foul ball back. It is 1-2. He is 2 out of 21. During that same time, though, he has picked up 7 walks and stolen 8 bases. 1-2 to Sanford. Tyler Bortnick waiting on deck. Molensky peering in to get the sign. Molesky. Vince Smoleski. The wind and to Sanford. He rolls it to the shortstop. Charging the play is Rodriguez. The throw snapped up on the back end by Boyd for out number 1. Alfredo Rodriguez threw that ball on the run and skipped it to his first baseman. Boyd able to dig it up. Sanford 0 for 2 tonight. Here is Bortnick. He grounded out to the shortstop back in the first inning. Carlos Garcia and Anderson De La Rosa, the 2 available players sitting out tonight. Bortnick looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Molesky getting ahead 0-1. Blake Galen, who struck out his first time up, waits on deck. Here's the 0-1. Bortnick looks at a second strike on an off-speed pitch. 0-2. Tyler trying to contemplate the possibilities for this next pitch. Came up just a little bit short. To Galen, fastball runs outside. It's ball 1-0. 2 outs, nobody on base here in the third inning. And anytime Galen steps in this ballpark, you anticipate something flying. 1-0 breaking ball, good for a strike. Molesky operating quite a bit with that deuce. He's been effective with it, especially here in the third inning. Second time through the batting order. To Galen now, 1-1, fastball, smoked foul. David Ruckert jumps out of the way in the first base coach's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Galen. Ryan Castile waiting on deck. I still, in my mind's eye, can't believe he hit that pitch up onto the top of the tent in right field. That's how well he's swinging the bat right now. It just didn't seem like a pitch where you could do that. To Galen, he lofts one to center straight away. Justin Pacioli jogging in underneath. And for the second time against the top 3 in the order, Molesky has a 1-2-3 inning. Nothing doing for the Barnstormers. End of 3. Somerset 2 and Lancaster 1.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Two runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Patriots. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left for the Lancaster Barnstormers. We go into the 4th inning. Ramon Flores leading off. He sliced a soft line drive, tracked down by the third baseman Josh Bell. That was the final out back in the 1st inning. Anderson into his windup, and the pitch to Flores, missing inside. Ball 1, no strikes. Flag still stirring out in center, but largely the weather has calmed down after the storms blew through about 6 o'clock. We got no rain here. Called strike 1-1. I can't swear to absolutely no rain, but I can tell you if we got any at the stadium, it wasn't much. Ball 1 and strike 1 to Flores. Wind up, the next offering, check swing, the breaking ball gets back. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. 4 in a row, retired by Anderson. Peers in, has the sign on Flores. Here's the windup, the 1-2. Fastball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. That is the called third strike picked up by John Anderson. Ramon Flores unleashes a bit of verbal fury in the direction of Joe Del Balso. 1 out, Justin Trapp stepping in. Trapp struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. 3rd straight inning, Anderson has fanned the leadoff batter. Into his motion here, the pitch to Trapp, swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Somerset 2, Lancaster 1, top of the 4th. Barnstormers trying to advance toward their first playoff spot in 3 years. They need to win 6 of the remaining 12 and have Sugarland win 5 of the remaining 10, and it's a done deal. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Tramp. Next delivery is fouled over the screen and out of play. Anderson with the advantage in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mike Francoso, lefty batting second baseman, is the on-deck hitter. 1-2, Anderson. Peering in, has the sign from Castile. The pitch, too close, and Trapp bats at 2-2. Castile, Robinson, and Bell stepping in for the Barnstormers once we get to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Anderson winds 2-2. Trapp lets it go, and ball 3 is upstairs for a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch of decision is due. John back into the windup. 3-2 offering. Cracked the deep left field. Racing back on this is Noel. It's over his head. He's got to play it off the base of the wall. And Trapp will race into second with a 1-out double. 4th hit off Anderson. Again, the left-hander was ahead in the count. He has had 2 strikes on the last 3 batters to pick up base hits. Francoso will step in, a strikeout victim looking back in the second inning. Anderson ultimately is having a start relatively similar to the one he had at Long Island, which resulted in a 9-8 win. He did not give up those runs. He allowed 5 hits and 4 walks in 5 innings, but only allowed 2 runs. Needs to freeze trap here to Francoso. That ball is wrapped to the shortstop. There, he may have a play at third, but Perez throws the ball away, and runners are safe at first and third, and now second and third. Ground ball to Steven Perez. He tried for the out at third base, but he fired wide of Josh Bell, and now an issue here in the 4th inning. Francoso will be safe on the fielder's choice. An error will be charged to Perez on the throw to third base, if for nothing else, allowing Francoso to move ahead to second. Tripp went to third on a ground ball where generally you will not, and Perez had the play. It wasn't a bad decision to make that throw. It was just not a great throw. Now, you could have played it safe and got the out at first. Ground ball to the hole at short. The runners hold. Perez will fire on and retire Mike Blank 6-3 with Trapp still at third and Francoso still at second base. Justin Pacioli will come to the plate. He has walked twice and he has scored a run. Alfredo Rodriguez, the shortstop, on deck, so you might as well go after Pacioli here. 2 outs with runners at second and third. Blank is not able to deliver. But if Perez had gone the safe route on Francoso, Anderson would be out of the inning. Two outs with 2 in scoring position. Pacioli stands in, Anderson to the plate, and a fastball good for strike 1. A very important out to keep the Barnstormers within 1 here in the 4th inning. Two outs, 2 in scoring position. Anderson fires, and it's knocked out to right field. Galen will be there, floating over toward the line. Anderson survives the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 2 are stranded by the Patriots. We'll go to the bottom half of the 4th with a 1-run Somerset lead.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin-turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play, for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Plenty of action at the major league level here on this Thursday night. San Diego's up 5-0 over Cincinnati in the top of the 5th inning. Cubs with a 2-0 edge on the Nationals in the bottom of the fourth. Toronto leads Cleveland 3-2. The two Indians runs on home runs by Francisco Lindor. He has 33 from that shortstop position. And, well, the only other game to be played tonight, Atlanta and Arizona. Here's Ryan Castile, leading off the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch strike served in by Molesky. It is 0-1. Castile burned Molesky with a home run back in the second inning. He is the choice in the Gockenauer Home Appliances hit for the cycle promotion tonight. He hasn't started. The offering from Molesky runs inside. Castile batting at 1-1. 2-1 Patriots here in the bottom of the fourth inning with Castile, Robinson, and Bell digging in. Infield playing Castile toward the left. The pitch here, line drive right field, but straight at Flores for out number one. Hit very hard again by Ryan. Trayvon Robinson will step in, fly to center field back in the second inning. Molesky has allowed only 3 base runners through 3 1/3 innings. He has just the 1 strikeout. The Barnstormers not able to get the ball through. Six in a row retired by the right-hander. Now to Robinson. Took a healthy rip at a breaking ball. Down a strike. It is 0-1. Bell may have had the ticket going to the opposite field. Molesky with a lot of off-speed pitches to Robinson. Taken away, ball 1, strike 1. Trayvon got the count to 3-1 that first time up before hitting the fly ball to center. (1-1) to the Barnstormer DH. Foul ball straight back. Ticked off perhaps blank on the way through. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Robinson. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning. Molesky winning the battle of the pitch counts. He has been stretched really only in that second inning. Ball 2 is high and inside, 2-2. The Barnstormers have not put together a string of long at-bats together against Molesky at all, whereas Somerset did early on against John Anderson. And that is the difference. Anderson didn't give up a run. He faced only 5 batters in the second inning, but he threw 27 pitches to get through it. Low and inside, full count to Robinson. And the Barnstormers do have a few guys who walk quite often. Robinson, Galen, Bell, Bortnick, Sanford. They can work some pretty long counts. Trayvon up there batting at 3-2 with Bell waiting on deck. Now time is out momentarily. The Barnstormers trying to make up a run here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 out, nobody on. Castile leading off the inning. A hard liner straight at the right fielder Flores. 3-2, Robinson will get the walk. Trayvon didn't even wait. He headed to first base before that pitch reached home. He knew it was going to be high and outside, and he bolted down the line. Lancaster with a 1-out runner aboard. Here's Josh Bell, a single into left field, the first time up for Bell tonight. The hitting coach and third baseman that time of year here in the Atlantic League, and Bell still with, as they would say, some tread on the tires. He's only 31. Robinson starts, doesn't go, line drive, base hit center field for Bell, and Robinson will pull up at second. Bell is 2 for 2. The Barnstormers have their 4th hit. Casey Hobson will come to the plate. Casey singled into right field, back in the second inning. Lancaster has swung the bat pretty well overall against Molesky in this game. Now it's just a question of getting a hit when it counts. Robinson aboard at second. Bell is on at first. Hobson trying at least to tie it up here in the bottom half of inning 4. Molesky to the set. KC takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Steven Perez, the shortstop, waits on deck. Outfield straight away against Hobson. The infield is in the shift. Molesky goes to work. Hobson line drive into center field. That's a base hit. They will hold up the lead runner Robinson at third as Pacioli came up with it in a hurry. Well, here we are, another bases loaded chance for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Robinson at third, Bell at second, Hobson at first base. 2 for 2 for Casey Hobson tonight, but still not able to drive in the tying run as Pacioli got there quickly and was poised and ready to make a throw. Steven Perez batting. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the second inning as Hobson was forced out 3-6. They're filled with Barnstormers. Molesky comes to the set, and a Perez, a strike, fades back to the outside corner. It is 0-1. Rico Noel waits on deck. Barnstormers picked up a couple bases loaded walks and a bases loaded HBP last night. They had so many opportunities with them loaded. To Perez, 0-1. Swing and a miss. The ball getting away from Blank. He can't find it. And the game is tied as Robinson races home. Perez with the second strike in the count. The Barnstormers tie it on what I believe will be a wild pitch. Now it's second and third with one out, and they lose the opportunity at the double play. Infield draws in. Molesky facing Perez at 0-2 with Noel waiting on deck. That will be a wild pitch charged to Molesky. 2-2 the score, bottom of the fourth inning. Lancaster poised to take the lead. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Perez did go around on that last pitch. Joe Del Balso trying to get the attention of the scoreboard, and he finally does. Here comes the 0-2, taken low. Perez able to lay off. Good take there. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Steven trying to get a ball to the outfield. He's got Bell at third, Hobson at second. A chance to put his new ball club into the lead. Here's the 1-2 outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster coming back from the early 2-0 deficit to tie it up, but this is the perfect opportunity to take charge of the ball game. Molesky is struggling in this fourth inning. Perez batting 2-2. The delivery, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Vince Molesky, and that comes at a huge time. Now Rico Noel will come to the plate. Noel with a deep fly out to the center fielder Pacioli back in the second inning. Perez has had 3 at-bats in this series with a runner at third base and fewer than 2 outs. He has struck out every time. That, to me, translates to pressing. And it can happen. He wants to make a good impression here. Noel stands in. The runner still at second and third, now with 2 outs. And to Rico, a first pitch strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Lancaster able to tie the ball game. Noel looking for a key base hit. No balls and a strike to the Barnstormer left fielder. The pitch, swinging away. He hits another one toward left center field. This one not as deep. Pacioli is there to make the catch, and Molesky is out of the inning without the Barnstormers taking the lead in the ball game. 1 run, 2 hits with no errors. They leave 2 in scoring position. At the end of 4, we are in a 2-2 tie.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
The Barnstormers' recent history can be looked at a number of different ways. You can be frustrated with the games like the first one last night that got away, and the Barnstormers lost 7-6 with 4 runs for Somerset in the top of the 9th inning. But another way to look at this is the 20th straight game that the Barnstormers have played one of the teams in the Atlantic League that is in the fight for the championship. Here's the first offering and a strike to the outside corner, and Alfredo Rodriguez. Anderson getting ahead 0-1. But we have been playing York, Long Island, Sugar Land, and Somerset now for 20 games in a row. The ball is low, 1-1. So obviously playing the cream of the crop, if you will, in the Atlantic League here in 2018. Not that you want to overlook anybody, but these are the teams with the best record. And to run the gauntlet and play clubs like this 20 games in a row, the Barnstormers are 10-9 in those games, and they have been in just about all of them. That spells something very positive. 2 balls and a strike to Rodriguez. Anderson comes back. That's smashed just foul outside third. He didn't miss a double by too much. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez, who played in the Milwaukee organization. He strikes you as being a AAA player, but he never got out of single A. 2-2 is on the way. John Anderson fires upstairs and goes to a full count, 3-2. Anderson has walked 3, he has struck out 5, he's allowed 4 hits. Full count to Rodriguez. The wind, Anderson to the plate. That's fouled back toward the sky boxes, and it may have actually cleared them. We continue with a count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers have out-hit the Patriots 5-4 in the game. 1 run is scored on a pass ball tonight. 1 run is scored on a wild pitch. Payoff on the way to Rodriguez. He fouls another one off. Boy, they just don't go down easily against Anderson. Or, for that matter, anybody. Three-2 coming. John Anderson kicks, fires, and he loses him. Ball 4 is high. Anderson gives up his fourth walk. Now the go-ahead run heads down to first base. Andy Chavez will step in. Chavez has walked and struck out. The Barnstormers over the weekend have to use both Steven Johnson and Tyrell Harris to start in the Southern Maryland series and come back with Brooks Hall on 3 days. As Joe Gardner is at a wedding, he would maybe be the guy up. Here's a bunt by Chavez. It'll roll foul up the third baseline. 1 strike on the DH. Gardner pitched game 1 last night, Hall game 2. Well, we got guys coming back on short rest, at least in the case of Brooks Hall, going one of the games on Sunday. Andy Chavez batting down a strike. Anderson looks toward first. He'll come to the plate. Fastball up and in. Chavez at a ball and a strike. John Anderson for the second straight start having trouble at times with locating his pitches. We mentioned he walked the first 2 batters that he faced against Long Island in his start last Thursday. He walked the leadoff batter in the 3rd inning and then walked Dan Lyons again in the 4th. 1-1 to Chavez. A look toward Rodriguez. Anderson to the plate. Chavez gets the bunt down, back to the mound. Anderson throws the ball into center field. He had the force out at second available, and now runners are at first and third with nobody out. Anderson spun, looked toward second base. Bortnick was headed to cover first. Perez was there. The throw was behind Steven Perez, and now we've got a mess. In the top of the 5th inning, the Barnstormers with their second throwing error in 2 innings, trying to get a lead runner. Ross Peoples is coming out to pay a mound visit. It was not a good bunt by Andy Chavez, and Anderson had the play at second base. A sacrifice will be awarded to Chavez. Runners are at first and third because of the error. First baseman Jace Boyd will step in. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, and he is struck out looking. Well, the Barnstormers just tied the game, but let an opportunity go by to take the lead. And now for the Patriots, runners at first and third with nobody out. It certainly looked to me like Anderson, if the throw had been accurate, had the force out at second. Here is Boyd, and the fastball is up to him. Ball 1, no strikes. 2-2 our score, top of the 5th inning. A leadoff walk, a bunt that maybe shouldn't have been all that successful, but they actually get the benefit of having the bunt not be very good from the veteran Chavez. Fouled off to the right. 1-1. It was right back to Anderson. John didn't hit his target. That could have been a double play. That is how big of a difference that there is on that inaccurate throw. Chavez no longer runs there all that well. 1 ball, 1 strike to Boyd. Anderson back to the plate. Line drive, base hit left field. And it's 3-2 Somerset as Rodriguez comes home to score. First and second, still nobody out in the inning. Nate Coronado will come to the plate. He is singled into right and lined to short. An accurate throw versus an inaccurate throw on that bunt, meaning all the difference in the world in this 5th inning. Chavez at second, Boyd at first. Coronado looking to open up a gap here in the fifth. Anderson glances back. Here's the pitch way upstairs. Ball one and no strikes to Coronado. Anderson's chore now is to keep this deficit at just one. Chavez leads from second. Boyd again off first. Ball one pitch to Coronado. Anderson comes back, and he's badly high and outside, 2-0. Nothing good has happened in this inning. Two balls, no strikes. Anderson needs a ground ball. He gets a pop-up foul out of play. 2-1 is the count to Coronado. Still nobody out. 88 pitches thrown by Anderson. Two-1 due to the third baseman. The motion. Anderson comes back. He is low. 3-1. Ramon Flores, the right fielder, waits on deck. Nobody down in the inning. Lancaster getting action. Garrett Granitz warming up in the bullpen down the right field line. Coronado awaiting the 3-1. Anderson preps ready to go. That's strike two to the outside corner. Coronado is ready to take the trip down to first base. Now he's got a full count. This is a very big pitch. Chavez and Boyd may or may not be running. Anderson has chalked up 5 strikeouts in the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Huge pitch. Anderson into his motion. He is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded as John Anderson has walked his 5th of the contest. Ramon Flores to the plate, still nobody out in this 5th inning. Flores is softly lying to third, and he is struck out looking. 2 walks this inning, but really it was all set up on that bad throw to second base. You don't see many double plays off bunts. That could have been one. Now to Flores. A ball is low, 1-0. It was the right decision to throw to second. That was not a bad call whatsoever. Whatever guidance Anderson was receiving was the right guidance. Somebody shouting 2-2-2. Strike in on Flores. The count will level to him at a ball and a strike. Justin Trapp scheduled to follow. Anderson could seriously use a strikeout or a pop-up here. Chavez, the lead runner, over at third. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ramon Flores. The left-hander will go to work. Kick, pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball was down low. Anderson got Flores to chase. It is a ball and 2 strikes. You'd love to be able to get out of this without being terribly far behind in the ball game. 1-2. Here's the wind and the offering. It bounces home. Castile knocks it down off the chest protector. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Chavez at third, Boyd at second, Coronado the runner at first base. Here's the 2-2. Flores with a ground ball toward the middle, and it bleeds on through. This is going to score Chavez. Here comes Boyd. The throw is way offline. A 2-run single for Flores. It looked like the Barnstormers were going to be able to somehow cut that off and turn 2, and it managed to squeak between Perez and Bortnick. It looked like either one could have gotten there. Instead, Flores drives in 2, and it's now a 5-2 lead for Somerset, and here comes Ross Peoples. It'll be all for the starter Anderson, who cannot get an out here in the 5th inning. Somehow, some way, this inning could have gone better. And Anderson will depart. The 2 runners are his. We're going to take a break and pause for these messages.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Garrett Granitz takes over in the 5th inning. Still nobody out. The Somerset Patriots have put 3 runs on the board here to take a 5-2 lead. Justin Trapp will step in against Granitz. Coronado at second, Flores at first on the 2-run single that chased Anderson out of the ball game. That ball was not hit hard. It almost looked like Perez and Bortnick were both going for it and stopped short on that play. It was hit in that neighborhood where if a defender gets there, it's a quick 2 outs. Instead, it's a quick 2 runs. Breaking ball to Trapp, who squares around a bunt and takes a ball low, 1-0. 6 hits and 5 runs off Anderson. The decision was made not to give Chavez a sacrifice bunt on that play. The out was clearly there at second on an accurate throw. Now Granitz is way outside again with his slider. Trapp squares the bunt and takes it. 2-0. Anderson walked 5 along the way tonight. He also struck out 5, giving up 6 hits. It was a weird night. Now Granitz is down and away again. It goes to 3-0 on Trapp. Mike Francoso waits on deck. Barnstormers have got to find a way out of this inning. But it's looked like, to me, 2 possible double plays, and Lancaster didn't get 1 out on either one. Ball 4 is outside and low. Trapp walks. They're loaded for Francoso, who was struck out looking and reached on a fielder's choice. And Steven Perez trying to get out an out at third base back in the 4th inning. Barnstormers are going to bring the infield in and try for a force out at the plate. Coronado at third, Flores at second, Trapp is on at first. Granitz is down and in to Francoso. He's missed with 5 pitches in the same neighborhood. Can the Barnstormers muster a rally here tonight? Francoso backing away as Granitz peers in once again to get a sign from Castile. 3 walks, 2 singles in the inning, and a throwing error on a bunt. Granite finds the range, a strike taken. It's 1-1. Somerset up 5-2. The Barnstormers just tied the game in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Molesky able to wiggle out of a second and third one-out jam. Granite's misses down and in again to the left-handed batter. 2 balls and a strike. He's having trouble getting the pitch elevated. He's trying to locate the knees with some sink to it and get a ground ball here. 2-1. He gets the ground ball. It's at Perez, and it's kicked by Perez. Everybody safe. This inning is unbelievable. But if you're going to have a mess, I guess you have it all at once. An error will be charged. That is at least a force out at the plate. Coronado is home. The bases remain loaded. And Mike Blank steps in. Still nobody out. Granite's to Blank. Slashed foul into the first base seats. No balls and a strike. And 2 errors in the inning. A ball that snuck up the middle that I didn't think had a chance to get through. The only hard hit ball all inning was the Boyd RBI single. Fouled straight back. Blank is up there, no balls and 2 strikes. And through all of this, the Barnstormers have not picked up an out. 4 runs home for Somerset. Flores at third, Trapp at second. Francoso is the runner at first base. Perez was going to come home with that, so I don't think there should be an RBI. Would have been an easy throw for a force out. Ball 1 is inside, 1-2. We'll see what officially has been decided here. As they say, what a mess. No RBI. Swing and a miss. First out of the inning. Blank is gone on strikes. Well, now there should be 3 outs. And nothing else will be earned. Anderson at this point, 6 runs and 5 earned, but I really have to think it's 4. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Pacioli, who has walked twice and lined out to right. The pitch up and away. Ball 1 from Granites. It is 1-0. But if you get an out on the bunt, you get an out on the ground ball to Perez, and that strikeout, you've got 3 outs in the inning. And theoretically, there could have been more, but definitely that 3 called strike. Pacioli batting 1-1. He's the 9th man to step in the inning. Granites back to work, 1-1. Little bleeder. Granites will pick it up and just underhand to Castile for a force play. Pacioli safe on the fielder's choice. They don't have a shot at Justin Pacioli, but with the bases loaded, Granites was able to quickly feed Castile at home plate to get the force out on Flores. And now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. That brings on Alfredo Rodriguez, who started this whole affair drawing a walk on a 3-2 pitch from Anderson. Two outs, bases loaded, ground ball, shortstop. Charging the plate, Perez. He bobbles another one, and another run scores. That is the 3rd error charged to Steven Perez over a couple of innings. Man, is he having a rough stretch. Wow. 5 runs home in the inning. The batter will be Chavez, who should be 0 for 2. With a walk back in the first inning, 11th man to bat in the inning, and still only 1 ball hit hard. 5 runs are home. Granites to the plate, and a strike in on Chavez. It is 0-1. The only thing Garrett has done wrong was walk the first batter he faced. Since then, he's been marvelous. Once he got the ball up enough. Ball outside here to Chavez, 1-1. 3 errors in the inning, and I still think the ball hit by Flores should have been played somehow. It looked that way, and then it snuck on through, driving in 2 runs. A called second strike, it's 1-2. Well, this could have been a 0, and it's a 5. Chavez doesn't reach for it. Ball 2, fades outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drive, this one deep right center field. Back goes Sanford. He's got to play and makes the catch. Might have been the hardest hit ball of the inning. It's 5 runs on 2 hits, 3 errors, and 3 runners left on base. Bottom of the 5th coming up with a score 7-2 Somerset.
We've got the ham steak in the middle, and on the right we've got the sausage. Now, pork chop racing.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids Base Run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Well, the Barnstormers have tied their season high by committing 4 errors, 3 of them in the top half of the 5th inning, and now they need to embark on the comeback trail. Sanford, Bortnick, and Galen stepping in against Vince Molesky, who now can focus on coming out there and throwing strikes, not that he hasn't been doing that anyhow. Darian leading off. He has grounded out twice. A 5-run, 2-hit top half of the 5th inning, and the hits were singles. On the inside corner to Sanford for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, the Barnstormers aren't going to be able to drop their magic numbers tonight by the way things look. Still a lot of breathing room. But you just want to get everything down to 0 and be able to celebrate for the first time in 3 years. Hard hit ground ball by Sanford. This one is gloved by Francoso. 4-3 and 1 out here in the 5th inning. Tyler Bortnick will come to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Ultimately, a heck of a job done by Granite's getting the 3 outs in that 5th inning, because he was forced to get 5. Bortnick's hit the ball on the left side both times tonight. Molesky to the plate. Tyler chases it and misses. 0-1. Blake Galen due next. Somerset with the 5-run lead. All the Barnstormers hitting has been from spots 4 through 7 in the lineup. A ball upstairs to Bortnick. It is 1-1. The Road Warriors lead York 8-5 in the 6th inning. Sugar Land and Southern Maryland have advanced to the 7th, tied at 8. Wild game early. Here's the 1-1 to Bortnick. Smash base hit right field. He's on base for the 19th consecutive game. 1 out runner. Galen will step in. Blake is struck out and fly to center field. Molesky is going to want to throw strikes. New Britain and Long Island, by the way, are delayed by rain. And that already creates an issue. They might be able to make that game up on Monday, and that would actually benefit the Barnstormers if it does happen. New Britain have to fill in the off day before we head there. Galen steps in, 1 out, 1 on. Blake looks at a fastball up. It is ball 1, no strikes. The sailing hasn't been entirely smooth for Vince Molesky tonight. He's been knocked around for 6 hits. To Galen now, popped up right in the middle of the infield. The pitcher, Molesky, will give way to Coronado at the last minute. Coronado drops the ball and then makes a wide throw to second. Everybody's safe. Well, this inning is more bizarre by the second. That'll be an error on Coronado, but in Nate's defense, Molesky was in his way. Coronado came in toward the mound. Molesky was right in front of him, and Coronado drops that. And then he still had a chance for a force out on Bortnick, who, of course, did not knock in a run. The club is 1 out of 6. Robinson will try to improve upon that. It's Somerset ultimately hasn't done well in that department either. Robinson digging in against Molesky. The set and the pitch bouncing away from Blank. That moves the runners to second and third. And once again, we'll have to get a ruling. Joel Schreiner, the official scorer tonight, is simply having one of those games where you question the meaning of life. Craziness. Trayvon Robinson trades out batting helmets. In this inning alone, top and bottom, we have had 4 errors, 3 walks, and now a wild pitch. The second charge to Molesky. Robinson trying to pick up a couple runs. He takes ball 2. It is 2-0. Runners at second and third for the second straight inning. The Barnstormers got 1 home on a wild pitch last inning. They left runners at first and third back in the second. 2-0 to Robinson. He takes ball 3 below the knees. Josh Bell salivating in the on-deck circle. Bell is already 2 for 2 here tonight. Are the Barnstormers going to have the opportunity to get back into the game? Here's the pitch. Robinson looks at a strike on the inside corner. He was backing out of the way. 3-1. Somerset 7, Lancaster 2, bottom of the 5th inning, as we have taken a trip to the twilight zone. Runners off second and third to Robinson, looped out to left, charging in his trap. He'll get there. And again, the Barnstormers are turned away. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men stuck on the bases. We'll go to the 6th inning. The Patriots lead 7-2.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a Broken Bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Garrett Granitz to work the 6th inning against Somerset. Jace Boyd will be leading off. Boyd with the one hard hit base hit in the 5-run 5th inning. He singled sharply into left field, driving in the first run of that inning. He's 1 for 3 with that run batted in here tonight. Coronado and Flores will follow. Flores somehow sneaking the 2-run single up the middle. Breaking ball for a strike. It is 0-1. I would love to see a replay of that to figure out exactly what happened, because it looked like a double play off the bat. High fly ball here to right field. Galen jogging in. Blake is there for the catch. 1 out in the 6th inning. And as I said, ultimately, Garrett Granitz has pitched brilliantly since missing with his first 5 deliveries of the game. He has, for his part, retired 6 batters in a row. Coronado steps in. He is singled, walked, lined to shortstop. 1 out, bases empty. Granite's too close to him. Ball 1, no strikes. Hits are even at 6. The Barnstormers have the home run, but a cluster of walks and errors. The undoing of the Barnstormers in the 5th inning. Up until then, it was a very even contest. 2-0 now on Coronado. Ramon Flores, the on-deck batter. And now 3 balls and no strikes to the Somerset third baseman. Bell, Hobson, and Perez due up in the bottom of this 6th inning. Coronado lets it go, a strike taken. Granite's reaching the outside corner. 3-1. Southern Maryland coming into tomorrow for a 5-game weekend series. We have to make up 2 games from Regency Furniture Stadium. Coronado picks up the walk. The Barnstormers have issued 7. Ramon Flores comes to the plate. Flores with the 2-run single in the 5th inning on a ball that bounced right over the second base bag. It is possible, I didn't see it happen as I was watching both Perez and Bortnick go for the ball. It's possible it ticked off the bag. That has happened before. Ball 1 and no strikes, but it looked like either one of those infielders was ready to turn a double play on the Flores grounder. It would have changed the complexion of last inning. Ball lined foul down the third base side up toward the walkway. A ball and a strike. Barnstormers trailing by 5 here in the top of inning 6. Now, Lancaster has had opportunities to score more than the 2 runs that are on the board. 2-1 now to Flores. The Barnstormers have left a runner at third base in 3 of the last 4 innings. And that runner was there with 1 out in 2 of those cases. Foul ball back. Flores batting, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin Trapp waiting on deck. Granite steps off for a moment. Flores backing away. Ramon Flores, most recently with Pawtucket. A team, by the way, that in another year or two will be moving. legendary Pawtucket Red Sox. The planned move to Worcester, Massachusetts. Worcester. 2-2. Ground ball ticking off the glove of Granitz to Bortnick. Step the second, throw to first, and an unusual but beautifully turned double play. 1-4-3. Granitz tipping the ball. Bortnick with a great reaction. He took it somewhat awkwardly towards second, an off-balance throw, but in time to double up Flores. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in the top half of the sixth inning. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth, coming off that very nice defensive play. It is a 7-2 ball game.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time four-wheel drive. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most capable models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
New left-hander into the ball game for the Somerset Patriots. Guy we haven't seen before. Listen to this name.
Jose.
That's right. His name is Jose. Now, while that may sound a little bit strange, think about if you not come across a guy in your life named William Williams. I have. Billy Williams, of course, the great outfielder for the Chicago Cubs. There was a legendary bowler back more than a half a century ago, Joseph. So Jose sounds a little odd, but really not that out of the ordinary. The southpaw facing Josh Bell leading off here in the sixth inning. Bell is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, both from the left side of the plate. He's in there right-handed. Jose's first pitch is outside, ball one. Casey Hobson and Steven Perez to follow in this sixth inning. The Barnstormers are down 5. We'll see if the ball club can mount an attack. They have left some key runners on base each of the last 2 innings. 1-0. Bell gives it a ride to fairly deep center. It's holding up out there. Piccoli will be underneath to make the catch. 1 out in the sixth inning. You could make an argument tonight that the Barnstormers have hit the ball better than the Somerset Patriots. But when you have a 3-walk, 3-error inning, that can only spell disaster, and it was in the top of the fifth. Hobson is 2 for 2. He'll bat lefty against Jose. For a while, KC was batting better against left-handed pitchers. That no longer the case. Jose ready to go. Hobson takes a ball outside on a fastball, 1-0. Jose starts off as a left-handed version of a Tim McNabb or a Chris Tribut getting the sign from down into a deep crouch. Then he stands up perfectly straight. To Hobson, line drive, base hit, left field. KC is 3 for 3. Is it a full day with Dad? I don't know, but Hobson on a singles tear tonight. The 7th Barnstormer base hit. Now Steven Perez will bat right-handed. Perez did step in from the right side of the plate last night against Chase Hutchinson. 1 out, 1 on, 6th inning of play. Lancaster now with its 7th base hit tonight. Hobson hasn't had an extra base hit in a while. He had 9 singles on the road trip. Perez checks and takes a strike at his 0-1. You just hope, for the sake of Steven Perez, who seems to have a lot of tools, that his confidence is not shattered from that turnaround between the 4th and 5th innings here tonight. 0-1 to the shortstop. That ball is pulled down the left field line. That'll help matters. That ball rolling all the way into the corner. Justin Trapp will race it down there. Hobson to third, Perez to second, and the Barnstormers have runners at second and third with Rico Noel stepping in. This is the 3rd inning in a row that Lancaster has gotten runners this far. Perez with the double, driving Hobson over to third base. Noel just looking for a single here and get the Barnstormers within 3. Darian Sanford waiting on deck. The infielders will play back. Incumbent upon Noel at least to drive in 1. A very odd pose for Jose with the left hand behind the mound and kind of cocked at a funny angle as he gets the sign. Swinging a foul away for Noel. No balls and a strike. Barnstormers are just having one of those nights, it seems, but a chance to get significantly closer here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Another opportunity. 1 strike to Noel. Jose will bring it home. That is cut on and missed. It's 0-2. And it just looks like the Barnstormers are trying to do too much. Last night, the same way. The team is, right now, the last 2 innings, 0 for 3 with runners at second and third. They've had chances. 2 strikes to Noel. Jose has the sign ready to go. He buries a pitch in the dirt, stopped by Blank. Ball 1, 2 strikes. A single here, and the Barnstormers are right back in the game. Hobson leading off third, Perez off second. One and 2 in the dirt again. Ball 2 and 2 strikes from the left-hander Jose. He's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, 28 years of age, slender, he's 6'2" and 175. He was pitching in the American Association for the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Noel awaiting the 2-2, and now time has been called. Left-hander is prepared. 2-2. Noel, line drive fair past the first baseman Boyd and into the right field corner. Hobson scores. Perez is on his way home. Noel drives in 2. He has a double, and it's 7-4. Rico Noel gets the Barnstormers back in the game. Slashed down the first baseline to knock in 2. Here's Sanford. Darian 0 for 3. If he gets on base, the Barnstormers get the tying run into the batter's box. A nice rally here in the home half of the 6th inning, but still more work to be done. Jose originally signed with Arizona back in 2010. He's gotten to AAA with the Miami Marlins. He'll go to work on Sanford. Darian, good looking swing. He fouled that back into the twines. It is 0-1. Pitched for the New Jersey Jackals for a couple of years. And earlier at Lincoln, he was 3-3 with 11 saves, a 3.8 ERA. Sanford with a swing and a miss. Goes down 0-2. Tyler Bortnick waiting on deck. We have ourselves a ball game anyway. Single by Hobson, doubles by Perez and Noel here in the 6th inning. Lancaster has had a positive night at the plate. They've left a few runners stranded here and there, but they're swinging the bats pretty well. 0-2 to Darian. Jose looks back to Noel. The pitch sails high for ball 1. Two runs are home. Lancaster trying to keep building this 6th inning. Still just 1 out. Bell led off with a fly out to deep center. One ball, 2 strikes to Sanford. A check of Noel. And to the plate. Line drive. That is going to be caught by the shortstop, and Noel gets doubled off second. Boy, there's an abrupt end to the 6th inning. A line drive right to short, and Noel was off. I don't know if it was a delayed steal or what. And a quick double play closing out the Barnstormers' 6th. The positive inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, nobody left on. We're on our way to the 7th, a closer ball game. Somerset 7 and Lancaster 4.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Seven runs on only 6 hits with 1 error and 8 runners left on base for Somerset tonight. The Barnstormers have racked up 4 runs on 9 hits, but the critical 4 errors. And Lancaster has stranded 6. Luke Westfall comes on for the top of the 7th inning. Trapp, Francoso, and Blank are scheduled. Garrett Granitz pitched 2 innings. He walked 2, struck out 1, did not allow any hits. Now, he shouldn't be charged with any runs, but the computer program that is used is charging him with 1 because of a runner that scored later on. I believe that eventually Trapp came home but because of a series of force outs, that should not have been his runner. It should reel back to Anderson. First pitch strike from Westfall to Trapp. The next delivery, swing and a miss. Luke gets ahead 0-2. Westfall's a big guy, and he can bring it. 6'3", 230-pounder, a guy who started off in independent leagues and then got picked up eventually by the Minnesota Twins. Told us earlier he knew of Stan Clyburn. He met him in camp, never actually pitched for Stu, who was here last night. Ball is high, 1-2. Stan and Butch are still in town. I know many people have seen them here at the ballpark, and I'm sure some folks have seen them around the community. Some of their old hangouts. Chopper foul up the third base side. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Trapp. He has doubled, walked, and struck out. A right-hander is now throwing in the bullpen for the Patriots. Bortnick, Galen, and Castile scheduled in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lancaster has at least climbed into the game. Barnstormers have played 58 games this year, decided by 2 or fewer runs. That's more than half of the schedule to this point. 1-2. Trapp looks at a fastball away. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Westfall trying to give the Barnstormers a quality inning or 2 here. Two balls, 2 strikes, and ball 3 missing inside and low, filling it on Trapp. 3-2. Walks and errors have been the undoing of the Barnstormers in this game. The staff has issued 7 bases on balls, and the team tying a season high with 4 errors. That's just not a good combination. 3-2 to Trapp. This is hit high in the air, center field. Darian Sanford will draw a bead. He is over to make the catch, a bit to his left. Trapp retired for the first out. Francoso will step in, the left-handed batting utility guy. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Reached on one of the errors back in the 5th inning. The top half of the 5th was a scorekeeper's nightmare. And Joel Schreiner is still working on untangling it. 1 RBI to Boyd, 2 to Flores. They had the base hits in the inning. A called strike. It is 0-1. I believe the earned runs are right. The runs aren't necessarily distributed as they should be, but I think everything's getting there. No run batted in for Francoso, and no run batted in for Rodriguez. In the dirt and away, a ball and a strike on Francoso because balls were coming to the plate there. One and one. The kick Westfall delivers and fools Francoso pretty badly on an off-speed pitch. 1-2. Francoso walking around, slapping himself in the back of the leg with the knob of his bat. Wondering what on earth was I doing there? And Westfall completely faked him out. Ball 1, 2 strikes here. Left-hander ready to go. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball is low. Francoso would have no part of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mike Blank, the catcher, due next. The Barnstormers haven't stolen a base tonight. They haven't really been in any kind of a position to. Strike 3 taken at the knees. Westfall has retired 2 in a row. Mike Blank will step in. The Barnstormers have done a magnificent job out of the bullpen tonight, keeping the team in the game. Now, it was 5-2 when Granitz came in with 2 on and nobody out. He did allow those inherited runners to score, but was it his fault? Not really. To Blank, a swing and a foul tip. No balls and a strike. Westfall looking awfully good out there here in the 7th inning. It's Luke's 8th appearance as a Barnstormer, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs in 8 innings of work previously, with 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. Nothing in 1, the count to blank. Westfall will fire. It is low, a ball and a strike. Westfall was battling some arm ailments over in York this year, and the Revs did decide to part company with him, but he looks strong here. Way inside now on blank for a 2-1 count. Pacioli waits on deck. Westfall looking to deliver a 1-2-3 inning. And again, give the Barnstormers a chance to rally. 2-1, blank cracks at the short, and it's off the glove of Perez to the backhand. This one may go down as a base hit, but it is just not getting any better for Steven Perez, and he's going to be charged with another error. That's 4. And I can't remember another Barnstormer player with 4 errors in a game. I think in our chosen careers, no matter what they might be, we've all had a day like Perez is having in the field. Nothing is going right for that poor young man right now. Here's the pitch to Pacioli. Fastball is high. Ball 1, no strikes. And you know it's all in his head. Last night, he did make an error, but he also made some dazzling plays over the course of the game. Strike taken, it's 1-1. In fact, when I was talking to Ross Peoples after the game, I said something about thank goodness for the arm of Anderson De La Rosa. He said thank goodness for our new shortstop. So that is how much he thought of Perez and his play a night ago. Breaking ball is inside, and we go to 2-1. With Frias out, Perez brought in from the Chicago Dogs. Pacioli ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Blank leads off first. The pitch hit in the air down the right field line. Into foul ground goes Galen, out of my view, and he's there to make the catch for the final out. Westfall gets through it. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 man left on base. We've gotten to the 7th inning stretch. It is Somerset 7 and Lancaster 4.
You can measure the power of the Lexus LS500's twin-turbocharged engine, the responsiveness of its adaptive variable suspension, and the clarity of its available 23-speaker audio system. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling only a Lexus can bring at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most luxurious models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
So, John, what should the Eagles' focus be this season?
Eagles Fast Play, for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Eagles Fast Play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Eagles game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Into the bottom of the 7th inning, right-hander Dustin Mollican will take over for the Patriots. The Barnstormers hit Jose fairly well last inning. 3 hits, 2 runs off of him, but the 2 outs were reasonably well struck. The 2 batters that were retired, and then Noel doubled off second base. Mollican to face Bortnick, Galen, and Castile in the bottom half of inning number 7. Right-hander Molican in his 40th game. He's 3-2 with a 3.62 earned run average. Bortnick to lead off. Tyler 1 out of 3. Barnstormers looking to build another inning. They're running out of innings, but they have pulled within 3. If you can win a game where you commit 5 errors, well, boy, a feather in your cap. Commit 5 errors and walk 7 batters. And the Barnstormers are very much in the contest now. Molican to face Bortnick. Tyler 1 out of 3. His on-base streak alive at 19 games. Here's the pitch. Tyler with a weak grounder pulled foul up the third baseline. He is down a strike. It is 0-1. Tyler still hasn't quite gotten to the point where he is batting 200 at the end of a game. He's just on the brink. He's at 199 right now. He needs another base hit in one of, I would expect, 2 remaining at bats. Inside and high, a ball and a strike. It is 1-1. We talked about his on-base percentage last night, .351 on the season. That's actually higher than Vladimir Frias, and it's close to Rico Noel, just to give you an idea. 1-1, breaks outside. Molican falls behind Bortnick, 2-1. Galen on deck, then Castile, and then you run into some guys who, with a shot at the wall, Robinson, Bell, Hobson. Bell and Hobson are both having beautiful nights at the plate. 2-1 to Bortnick. Goes after it and fouls it away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bortnick's such a gritty player. And since he has taken over just about the everyday role at second base, he has played very well defensively. 2-2, a swing and a foul tip here. He has gone on strikes to start off the 7th inning. 1 out, Galen will step in. Blake is 0 for 3, reached the last time up on a dropped pop-up. Barnstormers with just 8 outs left of them tonight, hoping to get some help from somewhere. To Galen, breaking ball dances to the inside corner at the knees, strike 1. He checked on the swing. Road Warriors still lead York into the 8th inning, 8-5. That would be huge. Southern Maryland 9, Sugarland 8 in the 9th inning. Called second strike here on Galen. It's 0-2. The Barnstormers would love to get some help from the Road Warriors closing out that series. Fastball runs outside. Galen bats 1-2. If the Road Warriors can hold on there and the Barnstormers could come back in this one, wow, that'd be some night. New Britain and Long Island finally got started. They're only in the 3rd inning, scoreless. Blake Galen with a foul tip, and Blank is unable to reel it in. Ball got down in the dirt too quickly. Galen alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Castile is on deck. One out already here in the 7th inning. Molican back to work on Galen. Fastball, and he gets underneath, lifting it very high out to center field. Pacioli comes on for the catch. That is out number 2. It leaves the inning to Castile. Ryan has been attacking right field all night. He got one up onto the deck, and then the last 2 trips he has lined out to the right fielder Flores. Somerset up 9 games to 8 in the season series. The Barnstormers have lost this season series every year since 2012. They won it in 11 and 12 the last 2 years for Sparky Lyle at the helm. Breaking ball, and Castile swings and misses. He is down a strike. It is 0-1. The motion by Mulligan, swing and a miss by Castile, this time at a fastball. It's 0-2. Lancaster, at some point, needs to build another inning. Down by 3, they had it going in the 6th. 3 straight hits off of Jose. Castile, a swing and a miss again. That's about the easiest he's been retired in weeks. Nothing across in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And through 7, it's 7-4 in favor of Somerset.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com, too. And you can get them right on your phone, thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Sugarland now leads Southern Maryland 10-9 in the top of the 9th inning, and I would imagine Felipe Polino is getting ready to come in. He's actually been scored upon this week. He has been magnificent. Left-hander Luke Westfall, meanwhile, remains on the hill for the Barnstormers in the 8th. He did a nice job last inning. He'll face Alfredo Rodriguez, Andy Chavez, and Jace Boyd. Mike Antonini, a left-hander, warming up in the bullpen at the moment for the Somerset Patriots. But the big thing tonight would be if the Road Warriors can hold on against the York Revolution. They're into the 8th inning. The Road Warriors are up 8-5. I'm not sure I want to look. But that would knock both our magic number with York and Sugarland's magic number with York down 1. The batter is Alfredo Rodriguez. 2 runs scored tonight, officially 1 out of 3. He gets a fastball very high and outside from Westfall. Ball 1, no strikes. Barnstormers have made some noise through the middle innings, but the 5-run 5th at the moment has been too much to overcome. The ball 1 pitch gets there, a strike on Alfredo Rodriguez. It is 1-1. Second year with the Somerset Patriots. Boy, does he add a lot to their ball club, and he's, again, the kind of guy that Brett Jody loves. Plays good defense, slaps the ball around. Brett is not interested in a lot of home run power. Runs well. 2-1 offering. Foul ball back my way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, there's a Butch Hobson sighting. He's making his rounds of the ballpark. 2-2 in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He is in typical Butch Hobson fashion, shaking hands and kissing babies. Payoff pitch due to Rodriguez from Westfall here. The offering, swing and a miss at the heat. Second strikeout for Luke. 1 down. Andy Chavez will be the batter. He is 0 for 2 with a walk and a bunt. Now, whether or not that will ultimately go down as a sacrifice, we understand it will not, so he's 0 for 3. One out here in the top half of the 8th inning. The bullpen has been magnificent tonight. Chavez against Westfall. Breaking ball gets back to the inside corner. That was a knee buckler. Luke's ahead 0-1. It'll be interesting to see. Again, we're coming toward the end of our 14th season here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Ball is low to Chavez, 1-1. So you start to think about next year. I'm sure Ross is already looking ahead. How is he going to reshape the team? Because you have to every year. Fastball for a second strike, it's 1-2. And I don't think he's going to be able to keep everything from this year, much as you might want to. You've got to freshen the waters. But how? What decisions do you make? And they're not easy. Ball 1, 2 strikes to Chavez. Jace Boyd is on deck. Westfall kicks, fires, and misses down and away. It is 2-2. I mean, if I'm looking ahead to next year, the first person I build this team around, if he's still available and not signed by a major league organization, which I certainly suspect could happen. 2-2, ground ball toward the middle. Bortnick gets there to his right, throws to first. Nice play. 2 outs. But the first guy that I build this team around is Castile. He has had such a marvelous second half, an anchor behind the plate, and a guy with great leadership abilities. Jace Boyd, 1 out of 4 with an RBI. Because he's younger. Foul ball to the top of the screen, 0-1 here. And then with some of the guys who are in their 30s, you've got to, you don't want to keep all of them. You certainly would keep some of them, and you can't say, well, this guy doesn't have it anymore. I don't think anybody is quite in that ship. A ball is low, it's 1-1. And there are times you can see that. You can see that a player's at the end of his career. You can see that guy start to fade. I don't see that with this group, but you have to be afraid that it could happen with some of these guys getting older. Boyd with a drive toward right center field, racing over on it. Sanford, he'll dive and nearly come up with that. Retrieving it up against the wall is Galen. He'll fire in, and Boyd stops at second with a 2-out double, bringing on Nate Coronado. Well, no one will accuse Darian Sanford of not going all out on that play. He laid out on the track but couldn't quite get there. 2 outs. Coronado digs in, 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. He has scored 1. He has driven 1 home tonight. Time is called. Castile summons Joe Del Balso to go out with him. As he and Westfall will discuss signals here. Runner in scoring position. The pitch to Coronado is low. It is ball 1. Left-handed hitting Ramon Flores is on deck. So the Barnstormers theoretically could pitch around Coronado under the circumstances and work the left-on-left battle. 1-0. Fly ball foul out of play to the right. We go to 1-1. Westfall with some pretty good getty-up as a left-handed reliever. His fastball up to 92, 93 miles per hour. He has good off-speed stuff. I don't want to be in Ross's shoes when he makes the decisions about next year. Now, some of those decisions get made for him. Guys retire or what have you. Ball is high, 2-1. Guys get picked up by other organizations or go to Mexico. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Boyd leads off second. Coronado with a line drive into left center field, a base hit. Noel is going to come up firing. Here's a throw on the way to the plate, but it's up the first base line, and Boyd scores the 8th run for the Somerset Patriots. Coronado driving in his second of the game. Noel got rid of the ball quickly, but the throw, A, slowed down on its way to the plate, and B, was up the first base line, and Castile had no chance to get back for the tag. Here is Ramon Flores, 1 out of 4. He's driven in 2. Barnstormers now facing a 4-run deficit here in the 8th inning. All of this developing with 2 outs. Westfall goes to work, and he deals a strike to the outside corner, 0-1 on Flores. Flores really hasn't hit the ball all that well tonight. The 2-run single was a multi-hopper up the middle that somehow worked its way in between Perez and Bortnick. Swing and a miss here. He goes reaching for a slider. It's 0-2. Barnstormers down 8-4, still out hitting Somerset, 9-8 in the contest. But I'll tell you, over the years, the Barnstormers have played some of their worst baseball against Somerset. That's driven to left field. Noel will pull up and take it on a hop. 3rd straight 2-out base hit off Westfall in the 8th inning, and Justin Trapp will step in. And it happened in the 5th inning tonight. Ross Peoples is going to pay a mound visit, and this will be his last. 2 outs with Coronado at second, Flores at first. Westfall is getting stretched out here. His pitch count is quite high for a guy who's been a spot reliever. He has thrown 41 pitches now in an inning and 2/3. First and second, 2 gone. Trapp will step in. He had a double back in the 4th inning. That was a very nice escape out of that inning by John Anderson, the starter. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. That was before all heck broke loose in the top of the 5th inning. The balls have been hit a lot harder here in the 8th than they were in the 5th. That was just a crazy inning. It was a total mess. Chopper toward third base. It is a foul ball by the time Josh Bell can scoop it up, and Trapp will come back and face an 0-2 offering from Westfall. Three errors, 3 walks in 1 inning. And I'm still trying to make sense of the 2-run single by Flores that somehow got up the middle. Oh, 0-2. And Westfall to Trapp. Foul to the top of the net once again. Still 2 strikes in the count. Sugarland with a couple more runs in the 9th inning, up 12-9. Oh, 2 in the dirt. The stop made by Castile. He holds the runners. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Left-handed batting Mike Francoso waits on deck. Antonini has been ready to come in for a while. He's occasionally throwing in the Somerset bullpen, very occasionally now. To Trapp, ground ball, shortstop. Perez will handle and get the feed to second for the force out, ending the 8th inning. 6-4, 1 run on 3 hits with no errors, 2 men stranded. Bottom of the 8th coming up, Somerset leading by an 8-4 count.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
You can measure the sound of the Lexus LC500's naturally aspirated V8 engine and the quickness of its 10-speed transmission. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus high-performance line at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event with exceptional offers on our most exhilarating models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Blonde-haired left-hander Mike Antonini has come on for Somerset as we go to the bottom half of the eighth inning. Speaking of blonde-haired left-handers, our congratulations to Nate Reed, who once again was named the Atlantic League's Pitcher of the Month. The second such honor for Reed this season. Pitcher of the Month in May. He was 5-0 with a 1.04 ERA. And then comes back in August and goes 3-0 with a 1.96 earned run average. He's also off to a flying start here in the month of September. So congratulations to Nate Reed, who certainly has an opportunity to be named the Pitcher of the Year in the Atlantic League. I think he needs to win his final couple of starts. Trayvon Robinson will lead off the eighth inning against Antonini. This left-hander has been fantastic for Brett Jody and John Hutton this year. 3-2 with a 1.33 ERA. Only 24 hits allowed in 47 1/3 innings with 11 walks and 50 strikeouts. However, the Barnstormers did get to him at one point this year. First offering to a switch-hitting Robinson is fouled away. It is 0-1. He's allowed 4 hits and 1 run in 3 2/3 innings against Lancaster. Robinson, Bell, and then Hobson in the Barnstormers half of the eighth. Lancaster needing 4. The motion and a Trayvon, a second strike onto the inside corner. It's 0-2, and Robinson with a quizzical look on his face. Aimed at Joe Del Balso. Trayvon, I think, thought that pitch was inside. 0-2. Antonini peering in, getting the sign, ready to go, and fastball busted in high. It is ball 1 and 2 strikes. Mike Antonini from Aston, Pennsylvania. He is 33 years of age, 6'3", and a 210-pounder. He's been to the AAA level, pitched in Bridgeport for a while. Big breaking ball doesn't get back down far enough, and Robinson is alive at 2-2. York is just about caught up to the Road Warriors. It's 8-7 now in the bottom half of the eighth inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Robinson. Foul ball back up top. Still 2-2. York and Somerset will tangle over the weekend. They've got 4 decisions. They've got to complete a suspended game tomorrow night. It's 3-all. And then play a regularly scheduled game and finish out the series through Sunday. That series is going to be interesting. The Long Island Ducks will be glued to it. Here's a 2-2 to Robinson. That barely misses. It's ball 3, a full count. York's offense is scary, especially in its own ballpark. The Road Warriors trying to hang on tonight. New Britain leads Long Island, by the way. Swing and a miss. Robinson goes down on a fastball. 1 out here in the lower half of the eighth inning. Josh Bell will step in. The Barnstormers, even if things go wrong in York and Lancaster doesn't rally here, still with a significant edge. And all they need to do is go 6-5 and hope that Sugar Land wins 4 more, which with that ball club seems almost elementary. Bell digs in. He's 2 for 3. Good night at the plate so far. Antonini is down and away with ball 1. Casey Hobson on deck. He has singled to 3 different fields in the game. Here comes the 1-0 to Bell. That hangs up outside for ball 2. 2 balls and nothing. The Barnstormers need some help from Somerset against York. Fouled away, 2-1, if they're to clinch this weekend. Overall, the Barnstormers may not need that help, but they'd love to see Somerset win 1 or 2 of those games. And York is actually keeping an eye not so much on the Barnstormers, but on Long Island, because Long Island is starting to slip a little bit. That is strike 2 called at the knees on Bell. 2-2 the count. There is a chance, and now it is becoming a bigger chance, that the Barnstormers will play Somerset in the first round. York being a second wild card team, if Somerset and Sugar Land both win both halves. Ground ball, that's a base hit into left. Bell's 3rd of the game. 1 out, 1 on. But here's the situation. If Somerset should happen to pass Long Island in the Liberty Division standings, that opens the way for York to be a second wild card team. York would then play Sugar Land. The Barnstormers would play Somerset. And with that, the Barnstormers, if they could beat Somerset again, just the setup would be almost identical to 14, would then get the final 3 games at home in the championship series. Casey Hobson stands in 3 out of 3. He has a run scored. The shift is on. Hobson against Antonini. Breaking ball. Doesn't get back, and it's ball 1. On deck, the switch hitting shortstop, Steven Perez. And then Rico Noel. The Barnstormers with 10 hits in the ball game. This part of the order has most of them. 1 ball and nothing to Hobson. Here's the delivery, a swing and a miss, going after a breaking ball away from Mike Antonini. One ball, 1 strike. Left-hander ready to go. Hobson swings and misses, make it 1-2. Right now, left-handers are very difficult for KC to pick up. There was one stretch not too long ago where that was not the case. Bell aboard with 1 out. Josh is having some series here against the Patriots. To Hobson, here's the 1-2, popped up, third base side. Coronado a long way to go to get there, and he's able to make the catch. And again, the pitcher in his way. This time it was Antonini, and the ball was ultimately dropped. Hobson remains alive at 1-2. Coronado, because he was playing in the shift, had a mile to go. Antonini tried to get there too, and it's the second time that Coronado has gotten tangled up with one of his pitchers and dropped the ball. No error is going to be charged here. They were on the dead run. Hobson with new life at 1-2. Antonini out of the stretch, brings it home, and it is just low on the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 8-4 Somerset, bottom of the 8th inning. They still can't clear the bottom of the 8th over in York. Road Warriors up 8-7. The Roadies have had a substantial lead at one point in that game. 2-2 to Hobson. Popped up again. This one down the left field line. Coronado racing after it. He won't get there. The bullpen all pulling chairs out of the way, but no chance for a play, and Hobson will stay in with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. They have gone to the top of the 9th, and the Road Warriors lead by 1. You'd love to see that get stretched out. Andrew Johnston is their closer. Sugar Land and Southern Maryland, bottom of the 9th. The Skeeters leading by 3. That magic number could drop to 4, even if York recovers to win. 2-2 to Hobson. He swings and misses. Second strikeout for Antonini in the inning. Perez will come to the plate. He yanked the double into the left field corner back in the 6th inning. 1 out of 3 with a run scored. I know that Stephen has been the object of some derision in the crowd here tonight. He has certainly had a difficult time of it in the field, but he can play. 2 outs. The runner at first base to the plate, and Perez knocks a high pop fly down the right field line out toward the Lancaster bullpen, and the second baseman Francoso in behind Boyd comes out of there with it. The Barnstormers go down in the 8th. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. 9th inning of baseball coming up here at Clipper Magazine Stadium with the score, the Somerset Patriots 8 and Lancaster Barnstormers 4.
Wherever you need to go. Around the Atlantic League tonight, the road.
The area's most unique beer fest is coming to Clipper Magazine Stadium on Sunday, September 9th during the Barnstormers game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That afternoon, samples from over 20 local breweries will be made available throughout the right field hospitality areas. Souvenir pint and sample glasses and a Broken Bat hat will go to everyone buying a ticket. VIP tickets are available for early entry and limited releases. For more information, go to www.lancasterbarnstormers.com.
So, John, what should the Steelers' focus be this season?
Steelers fast play for sure.
As opposed to what?
I'm talking Steelers fast play tickets from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Playing's faster than our wide receiver running a slant.
Faster than our defense blitzing the QB?
Oh, yeah. The game's got progressive top prizes, plus second chance drawings for Steelers game tickets, meet and greets, autographed merchandise, and more.
Wow. I'm going to get mine fast.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Jared Lakeland will work the top of the 9th inning. He gets to face Francoso, Blank, and Pacioli. I think a positive outing tonight for Luke Westfall. Numbers might not necessarily indicate that, but he was sailing along through 6 batters and allowed 3 straight base hits after that. 3 hits, a run. He walked none, struck out 2. Lakeland facing Francoso, who is 0 for 4 in the ballgame. He's gotten to face a right-hander only once. That was Granite's, and he hit a chopper, and it went for one of the errors. 5 total in the ballgame committed by the Barnstormers. 1 strike on Francoso after he beats 1 foul. Lancaster with Noel, Sanford, and Bortnick due up in the 9th inning. You'd love to see him get something going. Lakin delivers in the dirt. It is a ball and a strike. So the Barnstormers in need of 4 to tie in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Looks like maybe Ryan Kelly getting ready. He's the closer, not a save situation. At least not if he starts the inning. The Barnstormers could maybe build one against somebody else. Ground ball first base. Dug up by Hobson. A little bit of a low feed. Lakin athletically handles it and gets the out 3-1. Hobson soft tossing to Lakin, and that little throw was maybe a foot to two below where Jared ideally would have liked it. But he made the play, one gone. Mike Blank snaps in, 1 out of 4. They've already gone to the bottom of the 9th in York. The Road Warriors couldn't have gotten much done in the top of the inning. Swing and a miss by Blank. Lakin out ahead of him at 0-1. It is over at Southern Maryland. The game ended with the bases loaded. Sugar Land scoring 4 in the top of the 9th inning after 13 runs were scored in the first inning of that game. 6 by Sugar Land, 7 by Southern Maryland. Sugar Land wins 12-9. So they've done their part for the Barnstormers tonight. Fouled at the plate. Blank bats 0-2. Can the Road Warriors hang on? Blank is 1 out of 4. Pacioli waits on deck. Felipe Polino had to throw 31 pitches. Now Sugar Land heads to New Britain. Long bus right. Swing and a miss. Blank is gone on 3 pitches, 2 outs. Pacioli will step in. He's 0 for 3 and has walked twice. Lakin working for the second night in a row. He gave up 2 hits in the 6th inning of last night's second game. Daniel Corella came on, walked a batter to load the bases, and then got Alfonso Reyes to ground into an inning-ending force out. Two outs, nobody aboard here. Again, it's been a good night for the Barnstormers bullpen. First pitch is low to Pacioli. Ball 1 and no strikes. But the Barnstormers, after lining into the double play to close out the 6th inning, have not been able to build anything else. 1 ball, no strikes here to Pacioli. Lakin comes back and fires below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. Lakin has had an okay season here. He's given up a lot of base hits, not too many extra base hits. Breaks one off the inside corner. Pacioli threatening to reach base again. He's batting at 3-0. Alfredo Rodriguez waits on deck. Jared, 13 walks and now 34 strikeouts. Gives up a lot of singles, though. 3 balls and nothing, right straight through. It's 3-1. A 1-3, a 3.86 ERA. Not great, not bad. Just kind of right in the middle. 3 balls, 1 strike. Pacioli will foul it away. It's 3-2. He needs to have the defense behind him. He does strike out some, but he also gets a lot of ground balls. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Pacioli. Lincoln trying to get his ball club back to the plate. Here's the payoff. Ground ball, left side. Bell will play a knee-high bounce and fire on. Jared Lakin with a very nice inning here in the top of the 9th. Nothing going on for Somerset. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. The Barnstormers need a significant rally here. It is Somerset 8 and Lancaster 4.
You can measure the exceptional torque of the Lexus LX and the capability of its full-time four-wheel drive. But the only way to truly understand it is to experience it. Discover the feeling of the Lexus line of SUVs at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, with exceptional offers on our most capable models, now until September 4th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg. Click the banner to discover more.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Road Warriors in York will go to extra innings. Jared Mitchell with a game-tying homer off of Andrew Johnston in the bottom of the ninth. So still possible help from the Road Warriors tonight, but they couldn't hold on to what was at one point an 8-5 lead. Logan Kensing will throw the bottom of the ninth against the Barnstormers. The Barnstormers have had a great amount of success against the one-time major leaguer this year. They have scored 10 runs off of him in 5 innings of work and have beaten him twice. So will anything develop in the ninth? I'm sure they'll loosen up Ryan Kelly in a hurry if the Barnstormers do get much going. Noel leading off. He is 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in. He doubled back in the 6th inning to drive in the 2. First pitch strike from Kensing. It is 0-1. Barnstormers have out-hit Somerset 10-9. 7 walks and 5 errors have been too much to overcome. 0-1 to Noel. It breaks outside, a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Darian Sanford and Tyler Bortnick to follow. Obviously, you've got to get at least 3 guys on base to take a whack at the right field wall. Well, the table setters need to get on. Actually, the Barnstormers could not ask to be set up better, needing 4 runs in an inning. Fastball is too close to Rico. It's 2-1. Get Noel and Sanford on base, maybe Bortnick as well, and all of a sudden Galen's the tying run. And they'd have to rush Kelly in there. 2-1 to Noel. Kensing deals. That's rolled slowly to the shortstop. Rodriguez will scoop and throw. He just gets Rico, and there's 1 out. A double clutch by Rodriguez made it close. 1 down, bases empty. Darian Sanford coming to the plate. He is 0 for 4, lined into a double play back in the 6th inning. Long Island has taken a 4-2 lead at home against New Britain. Well, the race is now kind of on between the Barnstormers and the Revs for that top wild card spot. Swing and a miss by Sanford. It's 0-1. But again, the schedule gets a bit tougher for York with 7 against this Somerset ball club. And you know they're so unlikely to run the table against the Patriots. That's a long shot. Slapped fair inside the bag at third, down the line. Sanford will motor towards second base. Trapp with a good throw in, and Sanford is out at second base. What a play by Justin Trapp to keep Darian Sanford from a double on a ground ball inside the third base bag. Trapp was on that in a hurry, and I don't think the Barnstormers saw it coming. Sanford was out by a mile. Lancaster with base hit number 11. It's the second man thrown out on the bases, though, with the Barnstormers down by a few. Tyler Bortnick now the final hope for the Barnstormers. He is 1 out of 4. Kensing ready to go. Bortnick takes a ball below the knees. It is 1-0. windup, the 1-0. Bortnick swings over the top. It is a ball and a strike. And the unfortunate part, you can't afford to make an out on the bases there, but I'll tell you what, that should be an automatic double, and Trapp made sure it wasn't. Ball 2 to Bortnick, 2-1, trying to keep it alive for the Barnstormers. Tyler up there at 2-1. Here's the motion. Kensing to the plate. A second strike is registered on the inside corner. We go to 2-2. Barnstormers down to their final strike tonight. Kensing is ready to go. Bortnick with a tapper up the third base line. Kensing on it. He'll fire to first, and it's in time. Well, the Somerset Patriots take 2 out of 3 again here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And for the 6th straight season, Somerset beats Lancaster in the season series. The Patriots ultimately are the Barnstormers' nemesis. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The wrap-up show will be coming your way next. The Barnstormers not getting any closer to clinching that playoff berth. The final tonight, Somerset 8 and Lancaster 4.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Welcome back from Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Barnstormers fall tonight 8-4 to the Somerset Patriots. We're still awaiting the outcome of the game between the Road Warriors and the York Revolution. York with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, tying the game on the Jared Mitchell home run. They are now in extra innings. Here it was 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 11 left for Somerset. The Barnstormers 4 runs on 11 hits, ouch, 5 errors, and 7 left on base. Vince Molesky the win. He is 7-2. John Anderson loses his personal 5-game winning streak. He falls to 5-3. No save in the ball game. The only home run came starting off the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Ryan Castile taking an offering from Molesky up onto the Haller 10 for Castile, his 14th home run of the season. 3 hours, 9 minutes, the time of the game, 40-19. The announced crowd tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Somerset got a couple of runs on the board against Anderson in the 1st inning. They had a nice start to the inning. Justin Pacioli walks on a full count pitch. Great job of hitting behind him by Alfredo Rodriguez, sending Pacioli to third. A pass ball allowing a run to score. Andy Chavez walked. It looked like Anderson was going to get out of it with just one run on the board. Jace Boyd grounded into a 4-6-3 double play, leaving the Patriots with Rodriguez at third, 2 outs. Anderson got ahead of Nate Coronado, no balls and 2 strikes, but Coronado able to muscle a liner the other way, dropping it in front of Galen for an RBI single. The Patriots up 2-0. The Barnstormers were able to answer that lead. Castillo with the leadoff home run in the second, and then in the 4th inning, the Barnstormers loaded the bags on a walk to Robinson and singles by Bell and Hobson, but only scoring the tying run on a wild pitch. The Barnstormers unable to pick up the big hit from there. The top half of the 5th was a complete and ugly mess. It started off with Alfredo Rodriguez reaching on a walk. Andy Chavez pushed a bunt back to the mound. John Anderson had the possibility of a double play, but he made a wild throw in toward the left center field. Runners ended up at first and third with nobody out. Jace Boyd singled in the go-ahead run, and it was first and second at that point with nobody out still. Nate Coronado walked to load the bases. Ramon Flores came to the plate, hit a bouncer toward the middle that looked for all the world like it was going to be a double play, but neither Perez nor Bortnick quite got to the ball right over the second base bag. It snuck into center, scoring 2. At that point, it was 5-2. Things got even worse. Justin Trapp threw a 4-pitch walk from Garrett Granitz, and then Granitz settled down. He pitched very well. The next batter with the bases loaded, nobody out, was Mike Francoso, batting against a drawn-in infield. The play was going to come to the plate. It was a chopper right to the shortstop, Perez. He bobbled that. Everybody's safe. Then Mike Blank struck out. Justin Pacioli hit a tamper back toward Granitz. He did the only thing he could do. Fed Castillo underhanded. That was good to get the second out on Flores, and it left the bases loaded with 2 outs. Then Alfredo Rodriguez stepped in, and he had a ground ball to shortstop. That, too, was mishandled, and a 7th run scored for the Patriots. The Barnstormers got 2 back on a double by Rico Noel down the right field line, scoring Hobson and Perez in the bottom of the 6th inning. That was as close as they would get. The final run tonight, scoring on a 2-out RBI single again by Nate Coronado in the 8th inning. Coronado may have ultimately had the best night at the plate among the Patriots. They weren't able to pick up too many really big hits tonight, but Coronado was 2 out of 3 with a run scored and 2 runs batted, and he had the 2-out RBI singles. On the Barnstormers side, the best nights at the plate were delivered by Josh Bell and Casey Hobson, each with 3 singles in the game. Noel had the 2 RBI double, and Ryan Castile continuing his power tear, his 14th home run hit here tonight. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, Sugar Land has defeated Southern Maryland 12-9. That will help the Barnstormers' cause, at least in terms of the wild card being available. It is Long Island up 4-2 over New Britain in the top of the 5th. They've gone to the bottom of the 10th inning, now at York, with the Road Warriors and the Revs tied at 8. The Barnstormers almost getting help from the Road Warriors tonight. The winning run is at first base, but now with 2 outs in the bottom half of that 10th inning. So the Barnstormers can hope for some help from the Road Warriors. They'll need to get that game to an 11th inning. A short schedule in Major League Baseball tonight. San Diego beats Cincinnati 6-2. It was Cleveland with a 9-4 win at Toronto. Again, Lindor with a couple of home runs in that game. And the Cubs and the Nats at the end of 8, they're tied at 4-all in Washington. One game out west, Atlanta leading Arizona 2-0 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. A game there with some serious playoff ramifications in that cluttered National League picture. The Barnstormers go down here 8-4. We're left tonight not knowing if there will be a drop in the magic number with the New Britain Bees. There is a drop in that second half race. The Sugar Land Skeeters winning for the 37th time. Their magic number with York is down to 4. The Barnstormers' magic number with the Revs is still 6, pending the outcome of the game between the Road Warriors and the York Revolution. The Revs have put up an incredible number of runs. They have scored 37 times in that series, and right now Telvin Nash is batting against Andrew Johnston, and he's got a 3-0 count. York with a chance to win it in the bottom half of the 10th inning. We're going to sign off and leave you hanging. You can go to the Atlantic League website, atlanticleague.com, or check in here tomorrow. The Barnstormers hoping to get a little bit of help out of the Road Warriors tonight over at Peoples Bank Park. Otherwise, it's on to the weekend. The Barnstormers entertain the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs tomorrow night. Game time, 7 o'clock here. David Wayne Russo, 3-5, a left-hander, will make the start for Southern Maryland. Jonathan Albaladejo getting a little bit more rest than he has gotten lately. He is 7-7. He'll take the mound for the Barnstormers. So join us with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report at 6:45 tomorrow evening as the Barnstormers entertain Southern Maryland for the weekend, a 5-game series. If the Barnstormers win that series and get some help from Somerset against York, they may not be able to clinch over the weekend, but they will get significantly closer to wrapping up that first playoff berth in 3 seasons. The Barnstormers somehow, amazingly, have not made it to the playoffs since 2015, despite 4 very, very good halves. The Barnstormers taking the field tomorrow night. So join us then. Until then, for all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.